Alright, 9:04, we're gonna call this Board of Supervisors meeting to order. Is Brad? Give us the invitation, please.
Let us stand up out here. Oh, gracious and heavenly Father, we thank you this morning, oh God, for allowing us to assemble once more. Father, we just thank you for allowing our eyes to open, oh God, and oxygen to flow through our lungs. And Father, we just ask, oh God, that you continue to strengthen our elected officials, Father. Father, continue to give them strength from on high. Father, continue to give them guidance that they may lead us through this community, through this state, through this county, and through this world. Father, we pray for our first responders, oh God. We ask that you keep a hedge of protection around them. Protect our teachers, our doctors, our nurses, our kids while they're out on break. And Father, we just pray for all the businesses here in this county, God. Father, we ask that you open doors, oh God, for this leadership that allow new businesses to come into our area, that our people may flourish, oh God. And Father, we just pray for peace right now, Father. We pray for anyone that may have lost any loved ones over the last week, God. We ask that you strengthen their families, continue to keep them safe between any hurt, harm, or any danger, oh God. And Father, we just ask, oh God, that you continue to move in this county like you never moved before, God. And Father, we just ask all these prayers in your precious Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Turn for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I need a motion for approval of dockets. Moved by Ms. Hutchins. Second by Mr. James. All right, any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. President, have everybody looked over, Liberty Ballpark and make sure that, this is in order. You looked over the way? Is it in order?
Is that the release of the retainage?
Yeah, let you look over. Two of them.
This is completion, everything is complete, this is your title. That's it, that's how they're all. What's that page? Exactly, that was for Southern Electric.
Yeah, one was for Southern Electric.
Should be.
Yeah.
That's fine, I just needed to know that so I could direct Delta to reimburse us in some case.
Yeah, there should be 3 of them under Southern Electric.
It's good?
Okay.
So then we just owe Musgrove.
I haven't heard anything on Musgrove.
We should direct them to you. Okay, I'll get with you. That's fine.
Okay, any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries. All right, special presentations, I believe, Mr. Gray.
Yes, sir, Mr. President, at this time, I have Miss Tavia Morris. Could you come forward, please? We are members of the Mississippi Minority Caucus, and every year they give a scholarship out, not to everybody in every county, but the last couple of years, somebody from Adams County has qualified for the scholarship. So at this time, on behalf of the Minority Caucus, I would like to present this check to Ms. Morris. And and I just want to say this is a very, very intelligent young lady. And I helped her get out there, joke. Her mama and daddy are real nice people. They used to live by me and then they moved away, but I used to see her run around the little yard. And I just want to say y'all have done an awesome job in raising this young lady. I think you was the valedictorian at NECA. And also, you're gonna have a little more money to put in your pocket. This is $1,000 scholarship from the Mississippi Minority Caucus.
That's right here. Thank you.
Spend it all one place.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we'll move down to county business. Nolan Assessor property line concerns.
Yes. I'm Nolan Assessor. I live at 309 Ogden Road. And in May the 4th, 1978, I bought some property in a little subdivision there. And prior to purchasing the land, the developers had proceeded to develop a express easement for future roads in the development. And by putting that easement in there, that made all the other land in the subdivision private property except what was on the easement. When they developed the road in there, they developed part of the road on the easement and a little of the road on my private property, on the private property that I was going to buy. Well, I mean, this is before I bought the property, they had developed the road. And the developers discovered what they had done. They didn't put the road all on the easement like they should have. So instead of legally correcting the mistake they made, they tried to self-correct it. And they moved the lot that I was going to buy 18 feet off of the easement. So when I purchased the lot, my lot had moved to the east 18 feet, which actually, instead of me having a 25-foot easement to the center line of the easement, I only had a 7-foot easement. And so when the county in 2009, the supervisors, some of the supervisors and the engineers inspected the road, see that it was developed properly before they decided to take over the graveling and grading of the road. And they did that on May 18, 2009. They accepted the road to gravel it and grade it, not to do any drainage on it. That's all they accepted it for. So, after I had found out that they weren't doing any drainage and there was water coming off of Glover Road on the back that was running across my private property and making a ditch there, I enhanced the ditch. And to keep the water in the drainage because the county wasn't going to perform any drainage on there. And when the county graded the road, they filled in a ditch on my private property. So I asked the operator not to fill in the ditch. Because, I mean, I was trying to keep the water where it's supposed to go. And, so, when they come grading again, they did the same thing. And that happened several times. Well, I know that none of y'all was on the board when they accepted that road. But y'all inherited what they did.
Okay, what are you trying to get us to do?
I'm trying to get to keep the county equipment off of my private property onto the easement, which it is a 50-foot easement, which should be plenty of easement to have a 20-foot gravel road. And if the county could see fit to stay off my private property, then I would be able to fence my private property or they could ditch the road or anything, however they wanted it. Because they don't know what I didn't grading my private property like they do the public drives on my private property. And that's a liability to me, which if they stayed on the easement, it's not a liability to me.
Okay, Mr. Slover or Robbie, which one of y'all wanna take this?
We've talked to Mr. Chester before. I've asked the road department if they have been moving their road at all. Robbie says that they've been staying within their right of way since he's been there, hadn't been changed. This stems from basically a lawsuit back in the 90s. So, and the county needs to stay within where it's at. I think that's what I told Mr. Chester. So, if they get off of it, they'll let us know.
So has anything happened lately, or is this, just an ongoing,
It's just an ongoing thing. I mean, all I'm doing with the easement is going by what Mississippi State law is. It says what the easement is, and they have every right to be on any part of that easement. And I am giving part of my land that I pay taxes on, part of that easement. So,
okay, Robbie, you have,
It's just, I mean, I guess you keep saying the county on private property, and I mean, I've been out and met with you numerous times. And I know back in the day, before my time, before this board was here, I know you put T-posts up, and y'all went to court about it, and they asked you to
yes,
remove them.
I built a fence.
Correct.
Yeah, I built a fence 18 feet from where the easement starts.
Yes, sir.
And the fellow across the road built a fence directly across the easement. And that fence is still there across the easement. And I moved my fence.
After y'all went to court, you moved your
No,
fence, but
we
you're,
did not go to court.
okay,
The developer told me that if I would tear down my fence and move it another 18 feet, giving them an 86-foot easement at their road, he would drop the lawsuit. So that's what I did. I moved the fence, give them an 86-foot easement, but I still own most of that property.
but you removed your fence where it would go to court to give 86 foot, but where we're grading and maintaining, that's within that 86 foot?
Sure is.
So,
But it's not an easement. They did not make it an easement because going to court, they didn't sue me for the land, so they didn't get the land back. And,
How long have they been working it like that? Robbie says it's been since he's been here,
May 18, 2009,
since 2009.
they took over the road. But all they could legally take over was the.
Surface main,
was the
yes, they
easement.
took the surface main, it
Right.
was,
That's all
in
they
two
could.
thousand, they accepted that road, but in 2009, I think it was July, you said it right, it was July
May 18, 2009.
yeah, May 18, 2009.
All they
They
could
took
accept
gravel.
was.
But I told
what the
Robbie-
easement they had.
To make sure that they're not working outside of where they've been working, to stay within that area they've been working. And if it shifts further on, then Mr. Sesser let us know, we put a stop to that.
Stay within that
But they
gravel
need to keep
section.
working what they've been working, is what I told them.
Let me ask you a question, man. Have anybody did a survey to find out exactly where the county's supposed to be working?
The county's supposed to be working where they've been working since 2009. That's where they need to work.
The county should be working where the easement was established
I'm hearing,
in 1977. Because that's according to Mississippi state law. And I think y'all should have to follow Mississippi state law, correct?
We follow the law. Tell Robbie needs to stay within the area that he's been working, and if it shifts over, that we need to stop that. We inherited a right of way. There was a lawsuit in the 90s that he said he settled with the landowner. We've been working the same area for over 10 years. That needs to stay that way. That is the law.
only question I'm asking, the area we working, are that inside the easement that we supposed to be working? I understand the lawsuit and all that. I'm listening to what he's saying, and I'm just wanna make sure that where the county working, they working inside the easement and not outside the easement.
Well, not all counties were dedicated through some sort of right of way. A lot of counties are through prescription or just through use. So it's just, what you typically do, how do you typically find where your right
That's
of
what
way
I
is?
just
In line.
asked. I mean, when he said he'd give that 18 foot or whatever, dropped the lawsuit, it went to 86 foot, and I asked him, was we working within that 86 foot? He said, yes. So I mean, we're within that right of way.
But y'all are not working within the 50-foot easement that the law said.
And I understand that. Yeah, I say I understand that. I don't understand that because you're saying before you purchased the property, the landowner that you purchased from took 18 more foot of that property and you still purchased the property after
No,
they did
he
that.
didn't take the 18 foot till after I purchased the land.
Okay.
He didn't file a
So you and
lawsuit
the
until after I
landowner,
purchased the land. I bought.
and he went back and took 18 foot of your property.
I bought 7 foot of the state easement that they allow.
Mhm.
And the other people have 43 foot of the easement when I purchased the land. That's where the state says they have to keep the road on, have to keep, because that's why the easement was put there.
All right, let me say this. What me and you looked at, what me and you discussed, where the center of that road was, he's saying it needs to move back east, am I correct?
West.
Back west, 25 foot. Is what, when me and you looked at it at that time, we walked up the road, I done met him several times, went out, done, Scott's talked to him, but this was, like I said, way before my time. But he's saying it should move 25 foot back the other way, which would be through a yard, through that fence, I guess that fence you talking about they left up and you took yours down,
Yeah,
that's on that
yeah,
side?
yeah, that board fence that
Correct.
comes up there comes to the center line of the easement. That board fence goes completely across 25 foot of the
And
easement.
like I said, I wasn't there when it all took place, like I said, we working what was there, but when y'all went to court, he asked you to drop it, why they didn't ask them landowners to take theirs
That's
down?
The developer was breaking the law when he started grading private property. And when the county took over the road, they done the same thing, they kept on breaking the law by grading the private property.
Okay, well,
So just because they did it before, does that make it right for y'all to do it?
well, through prescription, you know, they've been working the road a certain way for a long period of time. I'm pretty sure we'll continue to do it. Now, if somebody wants to file a suit or something, that's totally up to them, but you basically know where it's at, Robbie, so y'all gonna stay where you're at now, and if that's the problem,
What we've been
then
working before my time when I come here, because me and Jerry Buckles, which you're familiar with Jerry dealt with you a lot, used to be the foreman out there. Cause he'd shut them down sometimes, stop them, we'd have to go out there, you know, continue grading, but if we had to change the road, we had to add it to the road, we staying within what was there.
so we've been working the same part for 15 years. And we haven't moved over. But sometimes when they grade it, you're saying the ditch gets filled in, but not they're shoving it in there, but when it washes.
No, I keep the ditch open. And they take the grader and push gravel into the ditch and fill it up, which according to when they took over the road, they're not supposed to do any drainage at all.
If
So
you take
to
over a
me,
road, you have to.
That's filling up the ditch or building the ditch would be drainage. And they are filling up the ditch.
That's one thing they do constantly is clean ditches out and
Well,
try to keep
No,
them.
we can't get off, we
according
Well,
to,
grade that road and that fur gets over, whatever, that fur stays there, because like I said,
We can't get them
each guy,
proper.
they don't want you
Okay.
there.
when they took
Stop,
over this
we planted
property,
roses and we planted
they took it
azaleas,
over with no drainage.
you know,
Okay,
so-
well, he's gonna talk, yes, sir.
So when we go grade the road, I don't know if I'm hearing this correct. So when we go grade the road, we grade the road to the point where we putting whatever in the ditch that's where water travel through the ditch. Do the water travel through the ditch? Okay, once we grade the road and fill the ditch up or whatever we do with the ditch, then you saying the water don't travel through the ditch, it travels through your property.
That's right. Cause the ditch is on my private property. Property that I bought.
So you just about have to maintain the ditch.
When I maintained the
Stuff
ditch,
going in the ditch.
that was one of the stipulations, when they took over grading the road, not to do any drainage. That was what they put in there.
So we can't do anything,
That's right, you can't do
and,
anything.
and obviously we don't, because we can get on private property. Okay.
We don't fool with it, because like I said, he has planted bushes and stuff, I mean, everywhere right there at the edge of it,
Alright.
so.
Well, you know, if they're not doing it to your satisfaction, I mean, the only other option you have is to, you know, get counsel and figure something else out, because we can't settle this here. There's nothing we can do. They'll just
I don't know,
try to stay off of anywhere close to your property and,
you gotta keep it with 2 cars sometimes,
Yeah.
I mean.
other than maintaining our road, which is, what, 25 feet wide. That's all they're gonna do. But there's not much else we can do with that.
Okay.
All right, I appreciate it.
Right.
Donald Henson, Lake Montrose. Is Donald Henson here? Nancy Salser, community question? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I'm here about how they raised our water bill from $15 to $35 a month. I've only paid 2 months to get my car tax. Since then, I have refused to pay the water bill. It's $175 a month now. This is what I owe. I refuse to pay it because I'm disabled. One person, I'm a widow, 71 years old. I don't make that much trash. I live in the Fenwick subdivision. And I have talked to several other people and they feel the same way. $35 a month is way too much for the trash. Now, the trash company that came in thinks that hey, Natchez can pay this. And this is what they charge the county people. I was told that the city of Natchez would also be charged that. Now, the thing is, I will get a petition out and have plenty of people to sign, and I'll have people in here with me to tell you how they feel about that $35 trash bill. We have no problem if they raised it from $15 to $17 or $18. But $35 a month is too much. I refuse to pay it. If they wanna cut my water off, I have no problem. My son lives next door. We know how to do plumbing. We can hook up water to my house, no problem with that.
Well, I agree with you. I think,
Something needs to be done about this immediately. Cause like I said, my bill is $175. I'm not paying it. I can't pay it. I live on a fixed income, and I'm not the only person who lives on a fixed income. Who's disabled? Who can't pay that kind of money? And whoever agreed to it didn't think about it. They didn't think about all these other disabled people and people who live on fixed incomes, people who do not have jobs. COVID put a damper on everybody, and they're still trying to get jobs to pay their bills that they owed. They certainly can't pay $35. And I'm sure the next time I come up here, I'll have enough people. I will get a petition going. I will give my name and my phone number for them to call me. I will write their names down, addresses and everything, and bring it up here to show you that I'm not the only person that's arguing over this price.
I agree with you. I think we should have gone to once a week service, and it should be $17 to $20, but I got outvoted on that, and as a board, there's not a lot we can do right now, but we are, I think we got a letter. Are we gonna present that, or what are we gonna do today? Everybody seen the letter?
We sent it to everybody, I believe it was on Friday.
To, it doesn't appear the trash company's doing a very good job of keeping up with people's trash.
No, sir, they don't come when they're supposed to. You got, they're supposed to come on Tuesdays and Fridays. They don't come all the time when they're supposed to. People come out there, they put their trash out there. Trash truck don't come when they're supposed to. And you got neighborhood dogs that come out there and do it. You got the wild animals that get into your trash. My daughter-in-law, it's on the next door, my daughter-in-law had to come out there and break up my trash and put it in there for the trash truck people to come whenever they come. Now, I'm in agreement for once a week that I am, and for the trash to be put up to $17 a month. That will be fine.
Well, we've got some problems. We've had thousands of complaints, and it's the same thing. You put the trash out there on, yours is what? Wednesdays, Tuesdays,
Tuesdays and Fridays.
and the
They
trash
come
is
out
being
there
picked
on
up
Wednesdays and
Wednesdays and
Saturdays.
Saturdays.
Sometimes they don't even
Sundays.
come.
I've seen that. I've heard these complaints over and over and over again. That's why I've written out a complaint of all the different things I don't think the garbage contractor is doing correctly. I've got a lot of questions about that. I said from the beginning, they were gonna use the same old beat up trucks, and that's exactly what they're doing half the time. They're hooked behind a wrecker.
The $35 is too much. It needs to be reduced because too many people like me cannot afford this. And like I said, I refuse to pay this $175.
If my mother was still alive, she'd be sitting right there with you. And I can't blame anybody for being
And I
angry
will
about it.
give my name and phone number out to get a petition going, to have plenty of people. And I will probably, when I get up here, I will probably have people behind me that will stand up and say they agree with everything I say. And I think it takes a lot of guts for me to come up here in a wheelchair to fight by myself to tell y'all, we've got to do something about this. Now, I know for a fact, I've heard on TV, watching a program, in the city of Detroit, Michigan, they don't even charge the people there for the trash pickup. A big city like that, and here they come into a small city thinking that they're gonna charge up all this money, more than double of what it was. And I'm sitting there thinking, what do these people think they're doing? Yes, I know things cost. Yes, I know that. But they don't realize what the United States has gone through with COVID. All the businesses that closed down, people trying to make their ends meet by getting little jobs, flipping burgers and stuff to pay the bills that they owe. And they look at these water bills, they look at other bills that are coming in.
Yeah, this is all over the country too. But what you're talking about, I'm a wholeheartedly agree with you on. But, does anybody else wanna have any discussion? Thank you for being here today. I know it was a lot of trouble. I saw your truck out there and how you had to unload that wheelchair and stuff, and I appreciate you being here. And like I say, this will come up in a little while about, we're gonna send a letter to these folks and see what they're gonna do about it, if they're gonna do this the right way
Yeah,
or
with
not.
my name and phone number, so you can put it in the Democrat,
I'll
get with it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right, did Don Henson ever show up? City government business, if any? We got any city government business? All right, down to departmental reports and nothing else. Does anybody else have anything else? Yeah, you can go ahead.
Good morning. Just real quick, you have this sheet. First, I sent you an email about the meetings in July. But the group, Department of the Bureau of Justice that's coming to give the training has requested that I hurry up and get names to them of people who will be attending. So I would appreciate if you would look at the schedule. I sent it to you in an email, but I just brought it today for you to look at. This is in July, but I'd really like by the end of June to be able to have names to send. And I really appreciate one or two or all of you on the board. I understand 3 days is a lot for everybody, but according to this, you can kind of pick and choose and according to your schedule to attend. I think it's really important. I think it will make, when we work on the jail, to better make the best decisions that we can. So if you'll look at that. I also didn't mention the last time, Pike County will be a few of those, the sheriff and a few members of their board may be attending this meeting too, because they are going ahead and building a jail. They've already made that decision. So, since this is free for everybody, they try to do it in a group. And I think that'll be interesting to see how they're going about financing and doing all the things that they're doing to make a jail possible.
Did their board of supervisors do that? Or they didn't put it to a vote with the taxpayers?
Nope,
It's for the county's going to go.
they did it. They
I
just went
didn't
ahead
know
and
where that was.
actually, they had voted on it. I believe Travis can tell me if I'm correct or not. Couple, I guess a year ago, and it didn't pass. With their new board, they passed it. It was really, they weren't really excited about it, but they knew that they needed it, and they've already gotten ahead and gotten financing and how they're gonna go about doing it. So what this is to help groups who are looking forward to building, to help them to do the best possible things. So they're gonna join us too.
All right, thank you,
Just
sir.
wanted to let you know.
Okay.
Two more counties.
All right, departmental reports. Ladies? No, all right.
Mary Kay Reed, Adams County Courts. I just have a non-split certification I need to have signed for the Department of Public Safety Planning grant that I talked about last time that I'm applying for. I have one more form to be signed by you.
Okay.
Next, I have a travel request for the Juvenile Justice Symposium.
You need,
I
you
have-
need the president to sign something?
What?
You need the president to sign something?
Yes, I do.
Motion for
Is this something we already did, the first one, or are you talking about?
First one
the
is
second
one we've already done,
Okay.
and this is another form for it.
So,
The last time I had Scott
need a
sign
motion for the
something.
second one?
Yes.
Both.
Oh, for both, okay.
You're gonna need a motion for it.
Need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr.
Second.
Middleton, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries.
Okay, the second thing is I have, travel coming up for training for the Juvenile Justice Symposium, August 7th through the 9th in Biloxi, Mississippi. Right now I have 2 people, I will have, probably approximately 5 more going from my building, but I only have 2 to turn in today for this, and this is just for travel for the, registration and hotel.
Reimbursement. Who's gonna be?
When is it?
8/7 through 8/9.
Who are the employees?
These 2 that I have for you today is myself and Christy Castle.
Okay.
Who's
Okay.
CASA.
But there's gonna be 5 more, you said?
I got 5 more that haven't turned in their stuff yet, so, yeah.
So,
We need to go ahead and approve it.
we're
We're not
gonna do
gonna have
it
a meeting.
pending. We can do it
Right.
pending.
It's,
Is
you'll
it-
have one in July though, when's the next meeting?
It's 8 on, is it 8 on, July 1st?
No, I think I have 5 more, so 5 and these 2 7.
I was thinking,
Is any of this reimbursement?
Yes, all of them are reimbursed. This one here that I have for you, though, Christy Castle, she's going on her CASA travel funds, which is already appropriated. And then mine is grant funds, and the other 5 are gonna be grant funds.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That's all I
Any
have.
nays?
Thank you.
Motion carries.
Good morning, Annette Fails with Adams County P911. I have total calls for June 1st through 17th. National PD have 674, Adams County SO have 250, the National Fire Department have 15 with 6 being in the county. Also, I do have the quotes for our equipment and furniture and everything for our new location. I sent them to Scott, and Stephanie have a copy of it. Also, I talked to, Ms. West with the USDA grant, it will pay for furniture or equipment, either one, it's like $50,000. So I just need permission to see if she can move forward with the grant.
can you send, you said you had a spreadsheet of the, you
I
had
have
that
the
too?
quotes that I sent you. the same.
Yeah, but I asked you if you keep them on a spreadsheet. Do
No,
you,
I have a spreadsheet. No, I was on vacation last week, so I do have all the quotes. I can get you that today.
okay, just for that set today, so we can put it all
All
on
right,
there.
so we did before, okay.
That's furniture, anything on the radios and the other equipment?
Yeah, we have quotes on the radios. We have update figures on all of that.
Any of that gonna be paid for by grants?
They just kind of trickled in, that's why I'd like to get them all on one
Okay.
Excel sheet, that way.
Yeah.
they know where it's
The
coming.
equipment, all the furniture could be paid with the $50,000 on USDA grant.
The grant, the
She's
USDA
requesting
grant
equipment
for $50,000
grant?
for the furniture.
All right,
Okay.
do we need a motion?
So
Yes.
moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Is that all, Ms. Middleton?
Yes,
It's to
that's all I
apply.
have. Yeah, Ms. Worthing.
It's to apply, right?
Yeah, that's the permissions for her to apply for.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, Board.
Morning.
Bree Perry, Adams County EMA. I'm coming on behalf of giving update for the hyper reach, which is the new alert system that,
Stay, excuse me, could you stay for 1 minute?
Go ahead.
hyper reach is what took place with Code Red. As of May, the numbers was that signed up 311, June is 667, so we have a total of 978 people signed up for the hyper reach as of now. Okay, last week, the EMA staff did a hurry back training for the upcoming hurricane season for this year, for, preparation for that as well. And also on June 27, 2024, the EMA staff will assist Wilson County with their full-scale severe weather exercise.
Okay.
That's all the updates I have.
President Wilson,
Yeah, go ahead.
can you, mention again how they can sign up while you're here so it can be heard?
Okay, I also can give some brochures out, if you all would like that as well. So I can pass out some brochures if you want.
How many people were signed up for Code Red when we had it?
Thousands.
And we only got 1,000 people total?
I won't say 40,000, something like that. I think it's
We
40,000.
got to get that out some kind of way.
Do you have a lot of
We gotta get a post on, sorry, excuse me, we gotta get a
That's right.
post, something on social media that can be shared, cause that's where most people are gonna access it or see it, you know.
Any way we can get it out there? Facebook?
Normally what we did, when we did our campaign Code Red, we sent out through the mail. I think Scott was here, I think Rick was maybe here, somebody. But we started out with the mail, all the new numbers to a lot of residents. Postage, I don't know what the price was on it, might have went down. But that's something we can check into. And I know that did a big push, because like I said, it was a postcard where everybody got it. They could scan, they had all the information on it, had supervisor information on it, what the phone numbers and stuff like that. So we did that big campaign, if y'all wanna do it that way.
Have you got money in the budget to do that?
That didn't come out of my budget. Joe Murray, I don't know how he got the money, but he did it countywide.
It's about 25,000.
Yeah, he did it countywide because he had all the tax assessor information on it. It was just one county push card that he sent out, not just
I remember that.
for one entity. Yeah, so it's just like any new numbers, any updates. So that's why he's able to just, like he paid for the general funds.
Another thing is, I know when I signed up, you can also put all your family members' numbers, and that's what I did. I went on and put all my family members' numbers so it'd go straight to them, and they wouldn't have to worry about
Right,
signing
and in this program, like I said, it allowed you to put all your kids' phone numbers on it with the same address. And this one, what type of alerts that you want, it lets you, what time you want to come on. So it's very detailed of what the individuals want. Like I say, it is, you know, we encourage everybody, and I know the reason a lot of people still have Code Red, so we're trying to phase them off. And, you know, it's just, like I said, most people don't like getting too alerts, but, you know, until Code Red get out of the way, people will start signing up. So, and we figure we're gonna have a big push around July, August. So that'll be our peak time, we start getting a lot of weather here. So like I said, we still want to encourage everybody, go ahead and do the transition over, because like I said, you never know when there's an alert and we need something, so.
If you send me a flyer that I can just push out on our Facebook page, I'll be happy to do that.
Okay.
That's all we have for.
Thank you. Who's next? Don't be bad.
Good morning, Sammy Minor, Veteran Service Officer for the county. I wanna let you know about the event we had this, Saturday. It went off pretty good. We had, actually 50 veterans come over and get information from the, outside vendors. We had, 13 vendors show up and, everything went smooth.
Good.
Have any questions for me?
Thank you.
This-
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, certainly. And I'm sure you miss your mentor there, Mark LaFrancis.
Yeah, he passed away, last weekend. They had the, well, weekend before last. They had a funeral for him, Friday. Yeah, it's a sad thing.
All right, thank you for your service.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Good morning.
Morning.
And I was at the hydrant, somebody to take care of, I talked to Steve, and this week, next week, he had, just had to get the address, get his address, we all to take care of. Thank you, Darryl. All right, that's all I had.
All right, thank you.
Darryl, while you're there, we went to the Broadmoor utility meeting. I've already spoke with Darryl about, fire hydrants and, going around through one with, like we do with Adams County. If they're on board, Darryl's fine with it. We just gotta let the utility come and get with us of how many hydrants they got, and he's gonna check and we'll see what it have on their insurance, fire rate and things like that.
So I'm gonna update the rest of the board on that. We went to Broadmoor Utility. They do have new leadership out there. So basically what happens, you know, at one time, Adams County used to do the maintenance on fire hydrants. And, they got misconstrued with information that, so they was doing their own, and Adams County didn't do any more. And we got it straight that, if we do, they got new leadership, so if we do it, they'll be automatically, responsible for reimbursing us all of our parts up front, cause you know, the labor was only maybe $4,500, sometime our parts be $3,600-$3,700, we couldn't wait on that. But what they did was, got with them, like Adams County Water, everywhere a fire hydrant is a blue reflector. And that's all they was gonna do, just put the reflectors down in the road, where the fire hydrant is, so if a fire happened to occur, then the fire truck know. And, so while I'm on, I was gonna bring up my report, but I can't finish that. We did go and get it straight about, the patches and stuff like that. And one of the patches that we was talking about is actually we should have did that up front. It was a mix up. When he came in here and asked for a water pipe, it was not a water pipe. It was one of our covers going under the road. So it was totally mixed up. But they do now, at this point, they do understand that when they dig it up and they have it fixed. And so they, we did send them prices on cold patch and stuff like that. So they are trying to get in compliance with the new board, and I think it'll work out well. But the county will not be at a liability. I think we have to put up the meeting. All right, good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Greg, stay for a minute.
Good morning, Janine Price, purchase clerk for Adams County Board of Supervisors. First of all, I would like to ask for permission, the showers for the safe room, the contractor that has it, which is Miles, he asked for to be paid in 3 phases. So I'm coming to see if we get approval for that, and I can give you the amounts of the phases. And the total amount is $62,750. First payment is $20,900 after completion of setting foundations to specs, dig footings, rough and plumbing, install steel and foundation, install plastic and foundation, and pour concrete for foundation and sidewalks. The second payment is $20,900 after completion of installing cinder block walls, installing trusses on roof, tin roof, fascia, install fit boards, rough and plumbing, and electrical, installing the exterior doors. The final payment of $20,950 is completion of installing showers, sinks, paint interior and exterior, completion of hot water heater, completion of HVAC, mini split unit, completion of electrical and plumbing fixtures, stained floors.
That's what we did for the rest of them. So I'll make a motion.
All right, motion by Mr. Gaines.
Second.
Second by-
Discussion.
Okay, Mr. Gray.
Scott,
Discussion.
so how do we go about doing that?
I'm trying to pull the statute right now. Before any payments are done, it's an installment, someone has to look out and confirm that it's been done. Yeah, making sure that the percentage is fine.
So we don't have to go through putting it on the docket, doing this, getting it approved and all that.
Yeah, you still have a docket.
So the most important thing is to make sure somebody put it on the docket in a timely manner where they can get paid when they say they wanna get paid, cause if it's not on the docket, then it's gonna mess all that up, right?
Somebody has to go out there and confirm that the work was done.
Yeah.
Or also, we need to designate that person.
Is that gonna
Brad,
Who gonna be responsible for bringing it back where we can put it on the docket?
Again, that would be, typically we have our engineer that would do that and say, here's our completion.
No, we don't do that.
Again, the individual that's doing this want it paid in 3 payments. Only thing I'm asking is, who gonna be responsible for making sure that it get on the docket where he can get his money in a timely manner?
Who do you want to be?
Well, I don't know.
Well-
If it's nobody, then he sure ain't gonna get paid in a timely
Well,
manner.
he needs to make sure that when he's at the first, close to the first stage, that he lets us know, or lets Robbie know, or Brad, who do y'all wanna be?
No, the only thing I'm saying, it need to be communication with that person
Right.
and somebody else to make sure it's on the document. That's
As
all.
soon as he lets somebody know, do y'all want Robbie to oversee it,
No, I mean, yeah.
or Brad? Brad, you wanna do it, or you want?
I'll go with Brad, we
Yeah, we
can
both can do it.
make sure it's to
Okay, they're
that
gonna do
point.
it together.
We'll make sure it's to that
And
point.
Johnny, that's who I want.
Johnny, okay.
Yeah,
And
we'll make sure
what I'm
it's to
saying
that
is the
point.
statute says, they say that someone inspects it and brings it to the board saying this part's approved.
And as soon as y'all okay it, let us know, me know,
I said,
Scott knows somebody, so we can get it on the docket.
He'll have to turn an invoice in on that
Yeah.
third
Yeah.
and then that
And-
two
But
thirds.
when he's close, he needs to let somebody know. And as soon as y'all approve it, we can get it on the docket. Okay.
No,
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry.
here.
All in favor?
Ah,
Any nays? Motion approved.
is there a retainage amount?
It's completely
There
fine.
there has to be at least 2.5%.
She needs to tell,
I don't make it.
because his last draw is gonna be as complete.
yeah.
That's
It's
completed.
complete, so that's what he's doing, he's drawing,
Okay,
once he
that's
gets the slab, once he gets the wall,
Yeah.
then once he completes it, that's it.
Okay. Did you have anything else?
Oh, yes, I did, I was asking about 2%, is it anything I need to do?
I'll shoot you the statute. It says not more than 10%, not less than 2.5%.
That's a final retain, to make sure everything works fine after we, get moved in. Final inspection, if you will.
Okay. And the next thing I have, I would like to spread the updated requisitioning clerk and receiving clerk list across the minutes for approval.
Okay. Need a motion?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines,
Second.
second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Okay, the last I have, we have 2 quotes on the, painting of the courthouse. One is from, Eddie Tinsley for $75,000, and the second one is from Johnny Abbott for $75,685. Since it's over 75,000, we would have to advertise.
Those are quotes without advertising?
Yes, because if it's over, I didn't know what their quotes were gonna be
Okay.
until
I
I
got
ordered
you,
it. It's
I
over
understand.
75, now we have to advertise.
Okay.
Is that for the whole courthouse?
That's what it states on here.
So you need a motion for
It
advertising.
says, consists of washing down the entire building, scrape, sand, clean, caulk where needed, apply 2 coats of paint on windows, doors, porch seals, corners, calling posts, repair bricks where needed and apply. And, the other quote for 75 says pressure wash paint buildings with 2 coats of paint.
Okay. I need a motion to advertise for that. Scott?
No, Scott,
So,
second.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion?
Have we, identified where we gonna get the funds from?
Ms. Washington? Have y'all talked about where the funds are coming from?
So that need to be discussed.
Actually,
Not now, but we just.
it's actually gonna be in next year's budget, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay, so we'll have to figure out something.
so you still want me to advertise, right?
If we advertise, then
You have a ball, you need to know
How-
what's in
you got,
it.
next year budget don't fall until October 1. And advertise will be too soon, that's a big gap between there. They may not.
But you
So
need,
you don't fall
but you
until
still gonna need to get a full advertising, 'cause somebody might be more, somebody might be less, cause you got to build it in the budget.
Right.
So even if they're to rebid, you need to at least advertise so we'll know what to build in the budget for the.
I would think the bids would need to be good for about 4 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the bid's gonna have to go a longer
the
period of time,
yeah.
because things do go up and then they may change, prices
Yeah,
may
that's
change.
right.
That's what I'm talking
There's some way to do the bids and make sure at least for 4 months for the new budget.
about. Yeah,
When we open them, they're good 4 months, 4 months.
That's all I have.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Anything, any questions?
You have a credit card
Yes.
that needs to be put up across,
Yeah.
right across the
I'm
minutes?
sorry, that was my last thing, I'm sorry. Yes, I'd like to spread the credit card for approval for May, travel and procurement, I'm sorry.
Need a motion?
so,
Moved by Ms. Hudson,
Second.
second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Ayes have it, motion carries. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Tim Houghton, how you doing? I want to first start with apologies for not making the first board meeting. I was tied up otherwise with work. Things to point out on this report, we did see an uptick of around 65 transports in comparison from April to May. Some of that's due to or decrease in what would be normal refusals, where we get out there and the patient just says, I don't want to go. When we start seeing an uptick on these and a reduction in the refusal rate, it's a sign of a healthy system. They are willing to seek treatment at their local hospital, so I'd like to commend the efforts that's taking place at those facilities as well, to make people a little bit more pleased with what's taking place and accept those transports. So we're looking at a total of 361 requests from 911, 248 transfers or transports out of that. That leaves us at about 32% non-transport for 911, but like I said, that's a 4% decrease from April to May. That's huge. That's huge. So kudos to everybody making that happen and making it work. We're looking at 948 in the city for 88%, and 1834 in the county for 92%. We had a total EMS request, that's 911 and non-911, of 1,054 requests for May. That's a lot in Adams County, but that's where we're at. Once again, refusals decreased, they're at 48. The no patient contacts or no patient founds decreased. We had a quadruple of psych calls. So we went from single digits to double digits and up to 24 on psych calls for the month. As always, commend both Natchez PD and Adams County SO. They're doing a really good job of helping those crews on those locations. And year to date, we're still standing at no crews have been assaulted on those psych calls. So I want to give both them good kudos on that. 188 times where we had multiple units on the same call in the month. So we've had a couple of mass casualty events that took place in May. So medical flights from the field are 5. That's kind of about where it's at right now. It's floats in between 3 to 5 a month. Got another new paramedic that's coming on board. He'll start, he'll be full-fledged in rotation on July 17th. And we're still offering a $15,000 sign-on bonus for medics. So, y'all have any questions for me?
How's the wall time been at the hospital?
It's improved, markedly improved. We continue to do meetings. We've got a very good working relationship with them. And that's why I wanted to commend the facilities at the beginning of the report. It's a sure sign of the health of the system right now that we're seeing patients go, not just request us to come out and check them out and then refuse to go. So, kudos to them and the efforts that they're putting in with us. It's definitely working. We're starting to see it spin forward.
Okay, I think if people don't understand what wall time is, if you don't mind.
So wall time is something that the state requires that we measure. We're actually required to report it quarterly to the state. Wall time starts when a crew walks on or into a facility and gives the initial verbal report to a patient. That starts a clock ticking. The national standard has always been 15 minutes from the time a paramedic walks in to the time they're able to get out of that hospital and get back available for 911. Wall times here, while markedly better than they were across the state, we're still becoming a little bit of an issue. The new CEO and his staff have been very good at working through those with us. We do routine meetings and those times are dropping down. I'd probably put the health of this system and the wall times that's taking place right now against anywhere else in the state and say we'd probably stump them with it. We're doing a really good job. It's coming along real good.
At one time, it was really bad.
Yes, sir.
45 minutes to an hour or better.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes your ambulance would be tied up at the hospital.
And there are still
Doctor,
occasions,
you see,
there are still occasions where we'll see one or two that'll spike. In those occasions, there's a direct line of communication taking place, and that's times where the hospital themselves are being bombarded not only with EMS traffic, but with walk-in traffic that comes in POV. So those are unavoidable. You're gonna have those, you'll have those. They're infrequent and they're unavoidable. If they were any kind of consistency, we could plan for it, work around it, and it would never be a problem. But it's just the nature of the machine. You don't know whether their traffic's up because our traffic's up, and it's just kind of a working process. And like I said, they've done a really good job of working with us, partnering up with us, working with us, and getting us off that wall.
all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Good morning, board.
Morning.
Morning.
I got a new hire here, just replacing somebody who's leaving.
Do I have the paperwork for that?
You should, Miss Jefferson was out of town last week, so
Okay. Okay, call that name for me.
Antonia Terrell,
Yeah, got it.
yeah,
Okay.
full-time probationary juvenile correctional officer, told at $12 even, replacing somebody who's leaving.
Annual rate of $24,960.
Yeah.
Okay, I need a motion.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines,
Second.
second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Yes,
job.
that's it. Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
Just coming to give you an airport update. We have recently received a letter from the FAA clearing us from the discrepancy violation we had in December. So the LOI, the FAA has come back and issued a warning letter, mainly just saying not to let it happen again. Like I said, it's the new inspector that we had, he contacted me and told me there'll be a new inspector this year. So it's gonna be a completely open, new inspection from this point forward. However, that inspection cost the airport a lot since December. One with the painting markings that I greatly thank y'all for helping to get that accomplished. A lot of it was tree cuts and sign purchases that the airport had to go and administer, so. The airport is sitting pretty good with all the other projects. The taxiway lighting project is complete. They're doing their final punch list grading. Everything's done on that. We're still waiting on the runway closure, excuse me, for the main runway with the 21 grant. The FAA is real adamant on trying to pull the money at the moment. Trying to stop them from pulling the money so we can finish the project out. But that's where we are right now. The airline situation, we're still moving forward. I'm going to Wisconsin in October to meet with 6 airlines in October. So
That's where we're at on any kind of update, and I'll answer any questions y'all have at the moment.
Anybody got any questions? Yes.
Well, I actually don't have a question, but I do have something that look like I'm gonna finish my report before I get to the table. I was out at an event on Saturday, and I actually was gonna bring the idea to the board, but I'm glad that you was here. And I ain't good with the names, the lady will get further into it with us. Grant, about maybe possibly partnering with the county and the airport for maybe turning it into like all your solar power out there. That's something that I don't know how it is, but I'm glad you're here, because I was gonna mention it to the board. It's some kind of grant through DRA, and it's been done at a bunch of different airports around, and she's applying for it. I know she's working with Alcorn and working with them, but she was in the process, and so she knew I was a supervisor, and she mentioned it to me, and I was gonna bring it to the board and talk about it, and I'm glad you're here, because I'm just bringing it up front to kind of think about it, and she says not even, she's applying for it, but she would need a partner to grow, like, upgrade all your power, upgrade all your internets and stuff like that. And then some other states, they have did it with the airport, and this would be totally free. They have set up everything, solar power, make sure you have 5G internet, and all this stuff will be in there for major improvements. So I was gonna bring that to the board and put it on your mind, but maybe she'll present if maybe being solar was a possibility for our airport.
Yeah, if she'll bring it to me, it's definitely something that I could reach out to. I kind of need to know what kind of partnership she's actually asking for and what she wants to move forward. And I would also have to check with the FAA, make sure they're willing to allow me to participate, because we have grant assurances that every time we receive a grant, we're held for 20 years of what we have to follow their rules and regulations. So I really have to run it through them as well. So I just need to know the partnership.
Well, I'll have to run it to the board, and we'll have to approve it once you get there, but since everybody was here at the same time you brought it up, I just want to put it on tape for everybody.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I have one more thing. So I'm here on behalf of the Airport Commission, and these are the top ones that are original, the rest of them are copies. The Airport Commission is asking me to reach out to the supervisors for a resolution for this grant match money that we are having on the T-Hanger project. The state is putting in the $800,000, and the airport has to come up with a 20% match. The airport is looking at all kinds of avenues and revenues right now to come up with this match. And we are really got several different options to do this. However, what seems to be the best in the Airports Commission's eyes is to see if y'all will allow us to proceed to borrow the money from the bank, and pay it out regular in installments. I've got an 8-person waiting list, and I've got 7 of them willing to enter a 5-year lease that will cover the entire cost. And they would have it paid off within 3 years. So that's the better option than the other options that we have entertained at the moment. And they asked me to bring it to y'all for y'all's blessing or approval. So, and I can answer any questions on this if y'all have any.
Mr. President,
Yes.
Mr. Slow, what do we need to do if we decide we wanna, take him up on his offer to borrow the money, where they can, move forward for a match?
Yeah. This right now is just a resolution that you're seeking to borrow 20%, yeah. I went to Charlie Speed at Regions, and he said that I'd have to get the supervisor's approval before they would even consider it.
That's appropriate.
Now,
So-
if y'all were interested in it, I can reach out to Richard and see what avenues are for him for
So
airport
you said
financing.
160,000 for how many years?
Well, the grant is 800,000.
You wanna borrow the total amount?
We like to borrow the total. Well, we have other options and avenues, and we plan on paying it off early. The problem with the state grant, in the grant, right, this is that new SMIF funds that they came up with this year, where they gave 10,000 to rail, 10,000 to airports, and 10,000 to port. They put in a new wording that you had to have the match money up front. And that's in the grant that they're wanting everybody to sign. So what we're trying to do is get the money up front, and then we plan on other avenues of getting it. The airport has looked at reaching out to a forester. We've already reached out to a forester, cutting the trees around the airport. All that revenue would go back towards the grant and to help pay it off quicker. All the tenants are interested in a 5-year lease that would hold them there, that would actually make all the payments, so it wouldn't really be holding us because we would have their revenue coming in to make the payments anyway. But we've also looked at other avenues to make money at the airport, which I personally, as the airport director, don't believe is the best avenue, but it is a way of doing it. So we to the point where we gotta find a decision on how we're gonna move forward, and the best decision at the moment is to do this and then get it paid off quicker than what we anticipate.
I have a question. We was borrowing this 800,000.
No, not 800,
Oh,
200.
to 200,000.
It's a 20% match.
20% match.
Yes.
That's why I say, that's why I said, are you borrowing it 20% match? That's what I
Yes,
had first
yes.
or the
No,
800,000.
just the 20% match.
Okay. Right. So my thing is, you say you have ways of getting this money back, through the renters and stuff like that. But if this follow through with the other ideas that you have, how is this money supposed to be paid back? Are we gonna have to take up?
No,
It's not.
it will never come to the airport's, the county supervisor. It'll all be handled through the airport 100%. You know, I mean, I will make sure it happens where you will not come back for the money, that it will not go towards y'all. It's just that I gotta have it up front. That's the only reason I'm even addressing it. I'll look into it with.
Okay, we're gonna take it under advisement, and let them
I'll be happy to answer any questions that y'all have.
appreciate it, Rich.
Anything else?
Thank you.
We got a chance to get 800 with a 160. I guess some we can't.
So I'm just want to say, if, can we possibly, can we possibly make a motion approving pending legal review? That way you don't have to come back. If it's not working, then we already, have it, the motion already be made.
When's the application due? Well, the grant was, they sent out a draft to all the airports that are receiving thing. They got comment periods on it, and they're gonna send it out next week for signature. And then once now I don't have to sign it immediately. I can hold it for, a month probably before I'd actually have to sign it, but I'd have to sign it sometime within that period when they give it to me. Yeah, I'll have a report on next meeting if that's okay with the board.
Yeah, that's
When it
fine.
comes to financing, I just wanna make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll come back to the first Monday in July,
Okay,
if y'all need me to answer any questions.
that'll work, appreciate it.
All right, anything else? Thank you.
All right, Rich, thank you.
Good morning. Okay, she got a store from a seaport, so I'm gonna speak for her today. Okay, we were coming because of, we were trying security. We did, I think last year I went with Frederick Lane, and we did contact him like 2 times before we really opened, and he told us that the man that he did send last year had moved out of town and he was gonna look into one. We did call back to see did he find anyone, and he told us he would, but he hasn't got back in touch with us. And reason being, like on the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those are our busiest days. We are clocking at least like coming and going from the pool throughout the day. We have been at a total of like 300, like just coming and going throughout the day. So we have a clear bag policy. We have like on the bring your towels, no outside food or drinks, but we're catching like a backlash from we can't bring our bags. Oh, why we can't bring our bags? Like we've had children like, you know, come back and go catching parents dropping them off, telling them if they're not a certain age, like they can't come into the pool because when they do come in, we're catching like you can't do that, do this. We've had them cursing, fussing. You know, when we tell them, you know, you have to leave the premises, they cursing. Well, I ain't got, you know, a lot of things, and we're having to call the police to get them off of the premises. So we did
Let me
call.
ask a question. Scott, with this security deal, we can't utilize, sheriff department and the police department?
Certainly can, but I think that last time the city didn't want to commit their security, is that what happened while we hired private security?
Private security is not gonna work, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Don't respect private security, man, you need to actually police.
Sheriff
That's
Payton
just
did
my
come
opinion.
one day and he did do a walk through and said, and the police department, when I did call them this weekend, they did come and they did extra patrol and they, to be honest, they didn't even come in. They sat outside and it was like they was just patrol the outside, but we were catching a lot of it inside. By us having like some lifeguards, you know, 16, 17, they're really not respecting them. So we are having, by me and her being outside and, you know, moving around the pool, at the same time, we're catching them, you know, with the cursing, the disrespect, or they don't wanna follow the pool rules altogether, so that's leading to us calling the, you know, the police department or the sheriff department to come and, you know, assist us with these things that's going on.
Mr. President,
Yes.
let me ask a question, because, I've been around pools all my life, and, it's just me saying this. When you got rules in place and somebody don't follow the rules, then they just can't come back to the pool.
We did that last year, we made
Well,
a
they
few.
need to have something up to know when you don't follow the rules, you will be banned from the swimming pool.
We have the
Because-
rules there on the wall when you come in, we have them when you getting ready to pay your money up high, down low. We have them at least like, it's a big sign, we have them at least 6
They
or
not
7
reading.
places. They
not reading.
I even highlighted like
What
the
I'm
certain
saying
rules.
is this, as soon as you make an example out of 2 or 3 people, then everybody else don't get the message. But if they over there doing whatever they wanna do, and there's no police or deputy on the scene, you gonna have a problem. I'm just being honest with you. No. You need more than a walkthrough with what's going on in the world today.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You need somebody on site
All the time.
and pay them whatever you need to pay them, and it need to be a deputy or a police officer. That's it. Other than that, you're gonna have some problems. And problems in water don't mix.
Sheriff, you got anything?
Yes, I did a walkthrough because I just happened to be in the area the other day. And I know I walked in there before they came over and I walked into the midst of people about to fight. And I agree with you, young ladies, they do need somebody on site because if you ban them, you still get a different group every day, different set of problems every day. You need consistent security there in the form of law enforcement. They're not gonna respect the law, they're not gonna respect the security guard at all. And so I'd be more than happy if they wanted to do something, if it's gonna be paid for through the pool or whatever, to get a rotation going, where we can have some people on regular schedule like we do with other businesses around here to provide, that necessary security, because I know firsthand, they ain't gonna respect the security guard. And they know, the sheriff office, we will bring you to the house next time, so.
What are the pool hours?
Tuesday through Sunday, we're closed on Mondays, it's 1 to 6.
Okay.
We're really like, to be honest, during the week time, like Monday through Thursdays, they come and they go. But it's not that we can't manage, it's, I guess, the weekend when they're off, the parents are off, or it's the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday crowd. That's when we're getting the 150, 200, like we've been up, last weekend it was up to 3:30, like just coming and going throughout the day. Cause we have the swim lessons in the morning from 8 to 12:30, so it's just parents sitting in while their children are doing swim lessons.
All right, who handles the pool funds? Randy?
We got them. They have to approve. They have to approve it also.
Yeah.
We can.
What we need to do is.
When do they pay? Ricky, when they pay?
They just, I think they just.
We can.
We can approve it again, and we take it to the city next week.
I don't think the city have a problem with safety over there at the swimming pool.
What's the hourly rate gonna be, Sheriff?
It's $25 an hour now from law enforcement. I mean, but that's still cheap.
Well, it's a lot cheaper than somebody getting hurt out there.
Yeah.
It is what it is. If you do a rotation, like I said, if they want the city and county, you can get even one. Those guys, they do those details all the time.
All right. Can we make a motion, authorizing him to have a sheriff's deputy hired and take it to the city?
So moved.
To agree. All right, moved by Mr. Gray, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any more discussion? All in favor? All right. Any nays? Motion carries. So we'll get you some, we're moving forward, so we'll take it to the city. We'll try to get you something hopefully soon.
They have to take it to the
And I think
city. They have to take it to the city.
If we need to take it to the city,
Yes.
it's Tuesday, this the next meeting, Tuesday.
That is it.
Sheriff, can you help them out over the weekend? Cause if it's not
She
just,
said it's tomorrow.
is it tomorrow?
But it's a special meeting, that's the agenda thing.
They might let you in, but you can find out.
Get added to the agenda, right?
I think what happened was, since they going to municipal conference, they changed their meeting from the 24th, from the 25th to the 18th. So that shit, wow.
That would do it.
But we can walk right
Yeah,
out.
go check and see if you can get on that. Just tell them what you need.
Mr. President, in the meantime, I think we need to send something from us, letting them know that we approve this.
Okay.
Where there won't be no question. Thank you, Mr. President.
And if you don't get on that agenda or something, you need to let somebody know, so the sheriff maybe can cover you for the weekend. He's not sleeping at night anyway, so he. All right, anything else?
Okay, that's it.
All right, you're gonna get with him, so Washington on the funds.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank y'all.
Morning, boy.
Good morning.
Thing I had this morning, Scotland Drive, that EWP that we had that failed, and, give, board permission to go out and look, see what it would take to get it done. I think he's got a talk estimate of what, he thinks to do it, but before we put that cost estimate out, we need to, gotta put it out to bids to do, to see if we can get it cheaper than what he thinks, or, I mean, I know in the past, we throw numbers out and everybody wants that number.
So you asking for us
I'm asking
a motion
for permission to
bid?
bid his design, you know, take his design and put it out for bid, just to see, I mean, he's got a cost estimate. and I think it's-
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion
That's all
carried.
I have. Like I said, I'll get the design from him and then get with, purchasing, we'll advertise and see what's, you know, what's there. That's all I
Were you
have.
part of that vote? Were you part of that vote?
I don't know what it was.
Okay. That was approved. Anything else?
I have no to be determined.
Oh, okay.
Now, yeah, trying to get it, copy on the session.
Mr. Ford,
Good morning, board.
morning.
Only updates, the striping project for, Kingston Road, Lower Woodville Road, Auburn Road. They advertised on Friday, they will advertise again on this Wednesday, and we will be opening bids on Monday, July the 15th. State aid will be here on that day, our state aid representative will be here, to open up bids, so I just wanted to let you know if you have any questions that y'all may want to ask state aid as far as any funding questions, anything like that, they'll be here on that day, and I'll make sure he has availability to answer any questions while he is here, to open up bids. We're still waiting on the activation information to come back from MDOT for York Road, and I'm working with, Mr. Flover to get all the highway documents compiled to be able to submit to MDOT for York Road, so we can go and get that project submitted to state aid and MDOT for their approval to advertise that project. And like I said earlier about the state aid projects, Mr. Dixon will be here on the 15th of July, and just to go over those prices I submitted to you all as a result of the annual maintenance ride. And that's all I have. Are there any questions?
What day to bid on?
July 15th, that's a Monday, it's the second quarter meeting in July.
Okay, we got our special use permit for, Burke Road Bridge.
So
What's
with
the
that,
next
so
step?
we get that information is signed, so now we have to compile all those right-of-way documents that we compile, and then we'll submit that to state aid, and then we also submit that to MDOT for their.
Okay.
Typically, we would just submit it to state aid, but since it's the funding that's coming is a TAP funding, we have to submit it to both state aid and MDOT.
Okay. Mr. Gaines?
Yeah, you said Hartman, Kingston, and which other road?
Lower Woodville Road.
Lower Woodville. And, gotcha. All right, one other question. I know we're supposed to get back with on the coast. In negotiation, well, I guess, because, it was under the 10%, so you're allowed to talk to the contractor. I know Robert was out of town, Scott was out of town. When are we gonna try? We're gonna try to get together with Dozer and try to get y'all. We all gonna try to get together by this week.
I told him I wanted to call him this afternoon,
Okay.
see when I can meet with him. I just told him that, but I was gonna call
Scott,
the contractor this afternoon, see when we
will
can.
you be available sometime this week to work with them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So what I'm talking about is Morgantown Road.
Okay.
Yeah, they came in a couple $100,000 over, and they're trying to negotiation. Dozer trying to say that he wanted to stay there at the same price, and basically what we did is it probably took like 10 different crossings out and stuff like this. So they need to kind of sit down and negotiate, trying to meet it somewhere so we can go ahead and get the project moving. Okay, so that way the rest of the board, we know where we at.
Okay, I was wondering where we were on that.
He was the only bidder again. He was the only bidder again, yeah. Yeah. All right, well, you're the floor, Mr. President.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Anybody else?
Fred back here.
This one.
Oh, go ahead, man. And then we'll bring Fred up and then we'll get the big one.
Good morning, board. My office, the student office, will be hosting again the youth CPR class. We did it last year for our first time. We had 18 kids that went through the CPR class. They received their CPR certification, so they're gonna do it again. My office on Wednesday, June 26th at 9 a.m. at the Adams County Extension Office. It's gonna be $30 per youth. The lady that's doing it, named Miss Martha Lee. She had to give them a little discount because, not only adults, but kids need to learn how to do CPR. So it's gonna be next Wednesday, June 26th at 9 o'clock at the Adams County Extension Office. And the deadline to register is gonna be this Friday, and they can call my office number at 601-445-8201, and the class is open for youth 7 to 18 years of age. Is the age requirement for the class.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, but I list some flyers, of course, if anybody needs some.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Mr. Parker, you'd like to go?
Yes, I had sent Scott, he asked me to send him, out a word for policy on the healthy use thing we're trying to get done. And, I know he's busy as a one-legged man trying to kick the football. I'll clean that up a bit. But
You had to picture that in your mind. I know everybody just got that
I
little
it
bit, but
took a
okay.
minute to get to that. I know we have one person in this room that is scheduled for a colonoscopy tomorrow. And, I'm not, of course, I will not name her, but let's say a little prayer for her, because she's gotta go through all that process. to
Fun.
Prepare for it, and it's very uncomfortable. And also, I'd like to mention, I have, 2 employees who have been given prescriptions for drugs that are not on the formulary, that I'd like to meet with y'all in an executive session just for a brief minute and go over that with y'all and see if maybe we could get those drugs approved for them.
Okay, so you're gonna be standing by for
I will be
executive
standing
session?
by.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Morning, board. How y'all doing this morning?
Good morning.
I try to be brief, maybe. First thing I'm gonna do is, I've already said good morning, but I wanna go through these new hires first.
Okay.
And these are not new positions that I'm creating at all. It's just, replacing people who are no longer there. Mr. President, which one you wanna name off first?
Okay, I got, Jasmine Clayton, new hire, effective 6/17, correction officer, $13.23 an hour, $27,518.40, yearly. And then we've got, Aaron Wesley, new hire, deputy sheriff patrol division, $18 an hour, $18,720.
He gonna be part-time.
It's part-time. Okay, and, is it 2 or 3? Or none, yeah.
No, Junior, it's Junior. He worked here before. He actually works for the park, Mississippi Wildlife and Fisheries, but he's gonna work part-time for us.
All right, and Charlie Latham,
Yes.
okay, rehire. Courthouse security, $20.93 an hour.
Part-time.
Part-time, $21,760.20. I need a motion.
So,
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, seconded by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
Board, I just wanna say, I appreciate you all taking time to listen to Ms. Dead Hudson. She has been working extensively with this criminal justice committee, and a lot of ground has been made up. And I know we have the National Institute of Correction coming down, so those of you who said you're gonna at least make a date, I really appreciate it, because I know it's one of those things that can be uncomfortable to talk about, but we have to get to the point where we're comfortable talking about the things that are uncomfortable. And right now, I know you all are aware of certain things, and I do believe that your intentions are in the right place to move forward. So I just want to put that out there to the public and to you all, and say I appreciate you all listening to her. I want you all also to know that we have our Data Academy going on all the way up to July 11th, from 8 to 2 p.m. each day. So if one of you all want to stop me one day and tell them what it's like to be a supervisor for a minute, we'd love to have you all there. Supervisor Gaines, I appreciate you taking time out this morning to come and greet the people that we got in from all over the state. We're hosting a training this morning for the next 2 days from Flexi, which is the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. They train all your federal agents nationwide, CIA, DEA, FBI, ATL, TSA, you name it, they train them. And they're here in Adams County this morning, training a lot of people at the Magnolia Casino Hotel. So President Wilson, when you leave, you want to stop by and say hello, come on.
You talking at the hotel itself?
Yeah, the hotel itself. And we got officers in from all across the state of Mississippi right now. I do want to ask permission for something from Ms. Lynette West Smith. We found some grants now and we got our numbers straight, new grants again. And I would like permission to go after some in-car cameras, some grants for in-car cameras, body cameras, and bulletproof vests. Y'all don't mind. I'm trying to get some money.
Need to make a motion to authorize him to receive grants or apply for grants.
And cybersecurity, sorry, and cybersecurity. She dug up these grants and brought them to us, so.
Motion by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? Sorry, Mr. Gray. It was a tie. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carried.
Had an opportunity to meet with the CEO of Myriad Health in their community meeting that they have. And I know you all were all on the coast at that time when it happened. But it was a very, very eye-opening meeting for me, myself, when I was sitting there. I didn't realize that if a doctor didn't work directly for Myriad Health, that they can't market them as being in his ear. If they're contracted with Myriad Health, they can't say anything about them being here. So it was really kind of shocking to me to know the specialists that we have in this area now that works for Myriad Health that they can't tell you about because of HIPAA laws. So I'm gonna say, Jen, that might be worth the stir for you to talk to Miss Kate out there, Kate Kitchens, about that, because some of the services that they provided now, I think that had a whole lot to do with that wall time that Tim was talking about going down. I just didn't realize how much they were offering, how highly they brought up their ratings nationwide. But they broke that thing down during this community meeting for about an hour, showing us in black and white what Nashville has to offer now. And what they're trying to do is curtail that you need to get your people out of here. You need to get your people out of here because services is not here. Well, the services are here now, but they need to be talked about. And one of the things they brought up is possibly getting these doctors and these new services put on county and city lists to let people know that you have these services available. But again, they just can't market it because they're not Myriad Health, directly hired from Myriad Health for their contract. Just wanted to bring that up. And I do want to say that there's quite a bit of improvement going on with, what's our region, Scott? Down here from Region 12 now. There are improvements. I think this is the first time I've seen them actually hire somebody that we had charges on. You know, I've never seen that before, so I'm very grateful for them taking the ones that they have been able to take out of our jail and take them over there to, you know, to minimize liability and get those personnel the help that they need. So I just want to leave that out. And I believe that's all I have. You know, I'm sorry to hear about Dr. Francis and a lot of other people. I'm sure Supervisor Gray have a list of people and he's gonna take the notices too, so I just didn't do that part. Anybody got a question?
Go ahead, Mr.
Well, like I said, I won't have a report by the time we get to the table. So something else I was gonna bring back to the board. In the conference this session, they actually had a whole class on building jails. It was a session, and so when they was talking about Pike, I think Pike went in with 3 other counties or something like that and did it, but they did talk about some financing in a group. I mean, I had to go back through my card, and it was a group that I think Hines County built a jail, but they allowed them to go through their budget, and they built a $50 or $70 million jail there, and they did not have to raise taxes, but they're allowed to come and go through their books and look at some certain stuff. So it's options out there, but the jail And so it really went really in depth, and I actually enjoyed it. So probably at some point they sit down and look at I know Supervisor Gray was in there, but one of the things, I think he was there, but anyway, one of the things that we think about when you talk about housing mental patients and stuff like that in the jail, I didn't realize that if you house, well, I did know the law changed, if you house them over 48, it was 24, now the county is automatically liable for a lawsuit. But I also know if you make your jail a holding facility for mental health patients, you actually don't turn your jail into a jail, you got to turn it into a halfway hospital, because you cannot house mental health patients in your jail without license, everything. You got to have from therapists to doctors to everything. So that's just one of the options that I know everybody like to house prisons or house this. So it's a lot coming along with it, and there was some valuable information, and I think that we'll make some contacts and try to update everybody else on it. So that's just a little update to a couple of my other supervisors that didn't get a chance to make it, and just an update to you to know that the whole conference had a jail, and it's not just Adams County. I don't feel bad as we did with all the pressure on, because it's probably 8 to 10 other counties or more right now trying to build jails, and it's a real serious conversation. And what I did learn that I didn't know, Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, only have 320 beds for mental patients. That's throughout the state. And I know you got a whole lot more than 300 mental people in Mississippi, because they said we had about 3 million people, and 1 out of every 4 persons have some kind of mental health. So I asked some questions in there, because we would definitely be way overpopulated with people there and nowhere to go, and then we liable at lawsuits. But we did have an in-depth conversation. So I want to update my constituents, update you that they did have something on that. I'll give it a floor.
Mr. President, Mr. Attorney,
Yes, sir.
could you, I mean, Sheriff might already know, could you update everybody else on the cost change when inmates come from the city and everywhere
It'd
else?
be like Warren and not have a report when it comes.
No, I'm gonna have a report, you know.
No, I was thinking myself, and I had actually talked to the sheriff about this, as well as some of y'all. Attorney General opinion came out in April that we discussed at our conference that took a lot of us by a great surprise, good surprise. Formally, the expenses to incarcerate a municipal person charged as a felony fell on the county after what's called bind over. Bind over, it happens probably within a couple of weeks. It's supposed to happen within a couple of weeks, and usually does. Now, the Attorney General is of the opinion that the cost doesn't fall on the county until indictment. Indictment can take sometimes years, as you're waiting on enough evidence that shows enough to get an indictment, which usually requires a crime lab and so forth. And so we've held people pre-indictment for years in some cases, especially in those murders. In which case those costs will now fall on the city. Hopefully it will help our cost. I think it will. I asked Cersei to go ahead and start giving us a list of people that are pre-indictment that we've been paying for. And if it's the board's prerogative, I'd suggest we should be that we go ahead and contact Concordia and let them know that these people need to be billed to the city now.
And, Mr. President, I know I've been keeping Ms. Annette and Brad in here, so I'm gonna mention this while the sheriff up there, about this broadband and what I heard about the broadband opportunities. I think it was in Jasper County. They say that the cell phone people with the towers are not paying no Avalon taxes on their equipment. And from what the guy's saying, they trying to get all us together to file a big lawsuit. They say we are missing out on so much money for E911 and all this stuff because they don't pay taxes on their equipment on those towers. So that's gonna come here. I'm gonna tell you that right now because it was when it's part of our conference, that means all of the supervisors. When you mention money, every county need money. And if any county need money, I know we need money, especially with that amount of money they talking about that we missing out on. So did y'all have it in y'all conference too?
Yes, and what it would do is it'd say that this exemption that's been granted for years and years and years, what we're trying to get it to do is go ahead and end. It sunsets next year, and we want it to continue to sunset. There was a big action to go ahead and repeal it this session, but the House was okay with it. Couldn't quite get the thing on the Senate, but now the House seems to be still on board with it. The Speaker of the House certainly still seems to be on board with it, and so we just want that exemption to go ahead and sunset. We're the only state that does it. And what it also does, Ricky, is it makes taxpayers, we all need to share the burden as taxpayers. We don't need for burden shift back on us. I know there's some exemptions out there, but this is an exemption we don't need. So it'll help push that burden. They'll share it like the rest of us, like every other taxpayer in this county.
Thank you. I just wanted y'all to hear that. Y'all probably already heard it, but I just wanted you to hear it. I didn't know if you heard it or not. Thank you, Mr. President.
Right, and yeah, to touch on it, and that, so basically what he said, that cell phone, these big cell phone providers, and also they asked us to get with the schools, because you want to get with the schools and get many people there. So they say what they do is get exemption in our small counties, and they actually take the money and upgrade equipment in larger areas. And that's why the services are so poor in our county areas, and especially other small counties, because they get tax exemption, but they don't put the money back in and put the equipment back in our areas. They take money from the rural areas, but they update all of the stuff in the big city where they got all the people at, and E911 and stuff like that. The money that they should be getting is neglected, but they don't use. They use our money they collect from our taxpayers and cell phone providers, and they upgrade it for other folks. So that's what they're trying to cut off and put some more money back in it. And what they're doing is asking them to, if you're gonna get an exemption, you're gonna either pay taxes or you're gonna show where you're gonna do so much improvement for our service and broadband in our area, for phone service. Cause I know, like me, I'm out in the country. I phone didn't ring for a while. It was 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I was getting ready for bed, and I hear the texts just coming through. People texting me way earlier, and I get that kind of stuff all the time. So I just wanted to add that. I yield the floor, Mr. President.
I have a spot marked by an oak tree in my yard that I talk about. So I understand where you're coming from.
Well, let me say this, since we're on broadband, because it was mentioned in one of our conference too, about broadband. And the funding is out there for broadband. And if we don't make sure that we have broadband for everyone on internet in the city and county, our city dies. It did say our city would die. So we have to make sure that we're working toward moving forward toward getting broadband connection for internet. A perfect example was when we COVID hit, the pandemic of COVID, and our kids had to go home and do classes virtual. Many kids did not have that. They had to go to libraries and find places to go to try to connect to internet. So that is a perfect example that our city could die from that. So the funding is there for broadband. We have problems of funding for broadband, so we definitely need to move forward to getting broadband here for our city and county.
Attorney Schultz, I guess I'll wait to hear from you, or you gonna deal with the city on that issue with them lane? Cause that'll be a massive savings for the county, if that's the case. Cause I know everybody pushed to get the inmates over in 21 days. If it's till indictment, that's gonna be a beautiful thing.
Just get with,
They ain't gonna like it.
get Cersei to send me over that list, and I'm gonna forward it over to Fred, and then I'm gonna let the city know. And I know you've already been in contact with him too. So.
Yeah, I've advised them too as well. All right, thank you. That's music in my ear.
Any more departmental reports? public comments? What are you folks here for?
Sign my yard.
Hearing on
Minutes from-
rapid.
All right, we need to do that now, or are you gonna do it, or your reporter?
I was gonna do it in my report, but we do it every one.
I just need a little more time on it.
Do what now? Okay. All right, let's do a round table. Ricky, you ready for your?
Yes, sir. The email with the, spill in the jail, so at this point, we taking responsibility for that.
According to Johnny, that was not their fault, the installer's fault. That's what he's saying.
You sent us an email on that. Yeah.
So, that's it. We got to flip the bill.
Yeah, because it's our fault, according to Johnny. The old equipment.
We don't have any insurance for that.
It's $8,000, but I can ask, see if we can get a claim.
I mean, it's amazing, everything was fine until they start working down there, and all of a sudden something happened, and, you know, it is amazing. Don't nobody want to take responsibility or nothing when it comes to this county when they make a mistake. Inmate death, I got a autopsy report, I read it, and maybe Mr. Attorney, you gonna have to help me with this because it's confusing to me. I know I ain't no medical doctor, but, from what I read, and correct me if I'm wrong, they say other significant condition that the dude had meth in his system.
Certainly appears to be that, that's what the toxicity report.
Huh?
That's what the toxicity report said it had.
Well, that's what the report said, so I looked up meth, how long does the effect of meth last? They say the effect of meth can last anywhere from 8 to 24 hours. So if a person in jail, and he's been in there a while, how you getting meth in his system?
He probably acquired that meth while in jail and used it.
Well, I'm just gonna say this. It's a problem, and it's a serious problem keeping people safe while they're in jail. And the reason I know is I had some family members in jail. When they got out, they came over there and said, hey man, it's terrible over there. Say when the lights go out, you got a gang over here and a gang over here, and when the lights go out, they just meet up and just beat each other down. And that's crazy. There's no protection. And who is liable for that?
I mean, ultimately, we can all be responsible for it.
Say what now?
Ultimately, we can all get sued on it.
We gonna have to do something quick, because it's just not safe. And I know people saying, well, it don't supposed to be safe in jail. It do supposed to be safe in jail. You don't supposed to go to jail and lose your life in jail. They supposed to protect you in jail. And it's just my opinion. So I know people don't like it, but it is what it is. Maybe they don't have no people that related to them in jail. Moving right along, that was your credit card or mine? Start laying down paperwork. The young lady came, picked her mama, she was wondering could it be faxed to her and she get it notarized and do whatever, or she got to be here?
That has to be done in front of a notary, whether that's here or, wherever.
As long as she do it in front of notary and fax it back. Okay. And since then, I told Robert, I ain't tell the engineer, but they parked that heavy equipment on their concrete. I guess they must cracked up some concrete, and by the lady and the man at that time was under the weather, they couldn't come out and inspect their stuff, but they put some kind of concrete seal in the concrete, but they cracked. So we need to go out there and look and see, and if that happened, I guess we gonna be held accountable for repairing that concrete. I'm gonna say this, and we got more than just mental health problems in this community. We got serious drug problem in this community, and half of the people walking around with mental health issues, they own serious drugs, and it need to be addressed. I don't know how we're gonna address it, but anytime you see people walking out in the middle of the street, you can say it's mental health, but they are under the influence of some kind of powerful drug. So I'm just letting the board know we got some serious drug problems in this community. We already got approved for Southwest, right?
Yeah.
That's Tuesday.
That's Tuesday.
I make a motion to approve, travel to Brookhaven for Southwest Planning meeting on June the 18th.
And who's going?
The three of us sat on that board.
We on the board.
It's no travel,
Alright,
it's no
for Ricky
travel
Gray.
expense.
Okay.
Today, July.
Tomorrow.
June 18th.
All right.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
And we had a class on AI. And they saying if you don't have a policy in place, that every county need to get a policy in place when they're dealing with AI, because it's a serious problem. And I talked to, oh, there you go, right there. We're gonna have to make a decision, and since our IT guy is here, and I wanted him to hear exactly what they said about AI, and we need a policy in place. What you say, Mr. Attorney?
I would definitely talk to Devontae about what the program is about and see what he thinks.
Well, you heard it, Mr. Fontaine.
Yes, sir. So I honestly would recommend, with AI, you know, a lot of times there's a few applications that people can use, ChatGPT being one of them. With this being a county, if employees were to use that application, you have to just keep in mind that we don't provide the application sensitive or private information. Essentially, those particular apps they can have security risks. So if we put in personal information to these applications, they can be hacked or anything can go wrong with that information will be out to that software developer. They can use the software or it gets in the wrong hands. It could be worst case scenario where you can have yourself any type of security risk. So I can work on something if you all like and get that sent out via email. I don't know how y'all would want to go about it, but there's a few procedures I can put in that policy.
Is it any reason our employees need to be using AI?
I personally think from what I see in the departments here, they shouldn't have to. But I mean, if you all want a policy in place, I think that's something that we'll have to go out.
If it's gonna cause some equipment failure, our equipment to be hacked.
Well, not necessarily couldn't be hacked, but you know, you put in personal or county business information. Even if employees are using AI to write a grant or write a report, you know, just gotta be careful what particular information you put in.
Well, I think county equipment is just like that vehicle I drive every day. I can't use it for my own personal use.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't be able to use the county equipment for your own personal use.
Right.
That's the reason they had it at our conference, and they wanted each county to put a policy in place where people won't be using this for their own personal use. I'm just bringing it to the board. The board gonna decide it ain't gonna be no one person inside, it's gonna be the whole entire board.
Yes, sir.
So until you hear from the whole entire board, I guess you can just wait to hear from us, right?
So as of now, are we using any AI4 grants that we know of?
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't know that. I mean, you know, people can install any type of application in one of their personal devices, like ChatGPT is a pretty popular application. So we, was it basically, yeah, a lot of applications now are utilizing AI, so I wouldn't, whether it's somewhere we wouldn't know who's using what. But looking at the departments they have here, I don't see why any employee would have to use AI personally. You know, there's no reason a tax collector's office would need an AI app with its collecting funds, you know, for registrations and
Yeah. Thank you.
no problem.
Last I attended, Supervisor Hudson was there to retirement celebration for Miss Sabrina Barley. If y'all don't know, this just me saying this.
Devontae, I have something for you. Say, no, you go ahead.
Okay, I mean, she did retire and had a retirement celebration. Miss Barley, in my opinion, from where we started at with the transit and senior citizen billing and where we are now, she is really considered, when it comes to transit and all that, as the GOAT in the state of Mississippi. I'm just telling you like it is. Everybody contact her trying to find out, how did you do this, how did you do that, because we ain't always been like this in this community. So I just want to congratulate her on her 28 years of service to this community. I know the seniors love her, and back when I was with the city, I never thought we'd have transit taking us to Brookhaven, and Jackson, to all these places. You usually have to go in your own vehicle. Now you can set up an appointment and get a transit, and it'll take you all these different places. So whatever she decides to do in the future, I hope God bless her and hope she be good. And last, obituary, Mr. Ben Hamlin Jr., the Minor family, the Ford family, the Newman family, the Hammett family, the Zeke family, the LaFrance family, the Skipper family, and the Harris family, which that was the father of one of our employees at the sheriff department, and the West family. No, this is not the West family. I see it. This is not the West family in Natchez. This is my Los Angeles Laker West family, the great legend Jerry West passed, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Ms. Hudson?
I brought up the broadband issue, but now we also have another issue, and this is from Mr. Dante.
Yes,
Do we have a cybersecurity application? Are we?
Our application,
For
so
the
we
cybersecurity.
do have security for our servers and for equipment that I install on all computers. A lot of those that software is already installed prior to me getting here, but I have installed maybe a couple of more. So that's our security software that we use, and we renew it annually.
Okay. And you're monitoring it, how are you monitoring it? Are we monitoring it?
Correct, well, so I can, that's installed on each computer or workstation or server. I can go on that website and I can see what all is it's installed on, run virus scans, anything that's just going on, pick it up, and also run a scan itself and get it cleared out.
Okay, I just want to bring that up because we do need to make sure that we are protected by this cyber, have that application because of the cyber attacks that have happened, in Hinds County and Madison County. They did get attacked by the scammers.
Right.
So we need to make sure that we are protected, and we also need to call a training for some of our employees too.
Yes.
be trained.
Now, also, I did send out an email maybe it was a month ago, just to let employees know the best way to, answer emails, what to look out for. Because, some spam emails still get through. Even on our Zoho email server, that blocks our spam emails as well. But a lot of people, so long as you're not clicking any links, downloading any attachments, we should be fine. But I made it clear to always pay attention to the actual email address that it's coming from. A lot of times people will see Angela Hutchins, and see your name, and the domain, the email address is different, and they respond, and it's not you.
Right.
And they might try to get gift cards or get you to download something. So I did send it out, but yes, there are some applications that can allow you to do training. You can send something to an employee, and they click it. It's like a test in a sense, and we'll know if they're paying attention to what they're reading and what they're clicking. But I don't know if there's any free software, but it's something I can look into.
Yeah, we need to make sure that all this is happening, because Madison County not too long got attacked. Their accounting department, so they need to make sure that the people that in the accounting department are trained, because they got attacked over $2.7 million, and they have not recovered it all back yet. But I remember getting an email from Wes, and I called Wes, but it wasn't from Wes, but it had his name, and I said, "You asking me to go purchase some credit cards? Some gift cards? What you asking me to purchase gift cards for?" You remember I talked about that? So we are getting that, and we just want to make sure
those
that.
emails don't include like links and attachments. They're more so just trying to solicit funds. The main ones that are very important you need to worry about is anything that comes through that has any type of attachments, on which I haven't seen any of those, at least since I've been here. But it seems like the ones where they try to solicit funds, they get through a little easier. Some spam's gonna get through, a lot of it is filtered out. Like I said, I think it's something we can look into, just doing a test for employees one day, and seeing how close they may be paying attention to the emails they get.
Especially the accounting, like I said, the accounting department and tax collector. Okay.
Please don't send it to me, I'm gonna flunk it to you.
Make sure they're trained, make sure that they get some training for sure. And are we protected by, I think Supervisor Gray just brought up the AI, but dark web too.
That's not really an issue per se. The access to dark web, we have to have, that takes a lot of equipment that you have to use. I don't even know how to do that. We necessarily don't have to worry about that. But as far as AI, AI is generally safe to use so long as you're not putting in your personal or private information. It's different to put in a prompt, hey, I'm trying to better manage for the budget. What are some steps you can give me? And that's perfectly safe, but so long as we don't put in any type of private or personal information.
Sounds good. Next thing I have is Scott. Have we got a date yet with the city on email on 1 or 5? Well, Scott can get it up.
I'm asking Corvette if she's upset.
Okay, all right, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Well, most of my report I got a chance to do during the meeting, but I would say it was a very interesting conference this year, and I definitely like to go to the conference in June because we have a lot of laws change July 1st, and then it's good to realize that you got a lot of other counties having the same problems, and some of them are moving forward with things, so you get a chance to network. Just for instance, got a chance to meet a lady the first time in the history of Mississippi that bonds has been insured. Hines County found somebody that insured their bonds on building their jail, so that's some kind of things that's new to the area, and I actually really did enjoy, and I got a lot of information and updated on a lot of laws, but most of them brought them up. But I had an opportunity on the weekend to speak at Juneteenth, so I did the actual history of the cowboy and Afro-American cowboy on Saturday at Concord Quarters, and, it was very interesting, and, so, you know, I understood a lot of things by myself also, cause I researched it, and cowboying is not just, wear a hat, it's a way of life. And so, yeah, it's like me, like I told him, you know, I went from a mechanic, I wear a hat, I've been to the boardroom, I wear a hat, I went to DC, I wear a hat, but that's just who I am, and, it was very interesting. We had a lot of kids out and doing stuff, and it was I think a very nice event, and I actually enjoyed that. And much as I hate for people to call on me and go speak, I will do it, and I actually enjoyed it on Saturday.
Mr. President, I ain't never seen so many people excited about a cowboy hat. He may go to Washington DC and they around him like he the president or somebody. All the women. And then at the conference, get what they say? Oh, where's Supervisor Game? The one with the game, he didn't have his hat on. Get what they say? You need to go get your hat.
It is.
They love that cowboy hat.
I'll hold up one.
That's how they know about the cowboy hat.
Did y'all have something else?
Yeah, we went to the extra one up to the city and they couldn't put us on. They said they were gonna be able to put us on to like July 18th.
Gotta text the mayor and let him know what's going on, man. This is almost an emergency.
We did fill out the form.
We filled out the form.
And put the reason.
July the 18th.
The mayor.
Well, the sheriff's agreed to help through the weekend, and then we'll get to the next weekend, we'll kind of work, try to figure out what we're gonna do with,
We just want to.
oh, okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Middleton.
Everything I have been handled.
Okay. Page Dean, you have a report.
I do. I have the, May tax redemption settlement that needs to be spread across the minutes.
Okay, need a motion to spread, moved by Mr. Gray, seconded by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
The governor sent us a proclamation authorizing that, all county offices will be closed on July the 4th, in addition to closing them on July the 5th.
Okay, so all county offices closed July the 4th and 5th. Does that need to be spread across the minutes? Okay.
We certainly can do it, but our handbook provides it.
July the 4th. We don't do 2 days, do
It, the way our handbook reads is if it's declared by the governor, then we go ahead and do.
So we gonna do 2 days?
If the governor approves it, we do.
Yes. So, do you want to spread across the minutes, or you said we don't have to?
Doesn't hurt.
All right.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines. I'll second. Any discussion?
Yeah, in case it ever got declared before, you know, we had a meeting or something like that, it would already trigger. In this case, no reason not to.
All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
And that's all I have.
All right, Mr. Slover. We're going to step in. You ready?
Yes, I've got, for the lighting, the 11th addendum for Delta Bank, for lease purchase. I need to get a contract executed. I need a motion.
Then we need a motion to execute the contract with Delta Bank.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Middleton. Second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried.
We have a couple of missed properties that are scheduled. One of them is here on Ratcliffe Place. I want to go ahead and open the board up for a public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Gray, open to a public hearing. All in favor? We're open for a public hearing.
You gonna go with
John?
Yes,
Go to the mic.
Name and address, please.
My name's John Salon, 10 Ratcliffe Road, here in Natchez. My place was, needing to be cleaned up. I was in the process of cleaning it up, and I had my house catch on fire. And cleaning on it. But when I was cleaning, it's that hard. And I got a little bit more I need to get done. I need some more time.
I'll say, Mr. Lord, we have worked with you. I was out there doing the fire, but I was out there last week. You had a bunch of tires burned up, and you actually have, it's more tires down nowadays beside the road, down, coming out off of the property downside the road. So, you know, there's some things that they're doing, and I think we have been really, really fair with giving you opportunity and trying to work with you, because, you know, I get a lot of complaints, and I want to work with everybody go through time, but you can't continue to add, you're adding instead of taking away.
I ain't that way we're getting on. I ain't got no.
Well, I'm just saying, I know from the time we was out there with the fire, I was there when we had to go down through the woods and clean up, and, yes, man, you go to the mine, we did that, so I know the property is worse. You have a lot of, we've been, I was out there with it last week, cause somebody brought it up, and so I do ride and try to check my area. And so, I'm gonna let, Mr. Dollar talk to see if I seen the same thing, did I not see the same thing, increase stuff from the last time the fire.
You know, you had started cleaning up.
You did start cleaning up.
And then you had the fire, and we did get calls and complaints about he was bringing more material in. So I went out, took a look, we brought it up in our meeting before last. It has been, those tires that he's speaking of, I didn't go last week, are they out to be picked up that we normally pick up?
From my property out. Put them back.
Where you normally would put them, right there by the road where we were picking them up?
Yeah, I just moved them a little bit further away from.
And like I said, all of it burned up, it shouldn't have been that many more, because I mean, it was a pile that had burnt. So, I know you had started cleaning, but I know we have started having calls on you bringing more material in and
That's
what.
that's the same tires, I just removed them.
He moved them off the property and moved them down there by the road to be moved, to be picked up, to be moved. That's not added tires.
It's the same one.
You doing all
What's
these things?
the policy on that, Robbie? I mean, how many tires can one person have?
You know, when that was the deal when we first started, that we would get them, and it was, I'm gonna say thousands of tires, so we probably done picked up countywide over 500, I'm sure. Would you think it'd be a good number of, say, over 500 that he moved out, and then I figured that many more would have burnt up in all that fire.
There's still tires up there that's got to be removed.
I got it wrote down, get the limb truck to go by there, but like I said, we were gonna do it to help you, and then you were gonna move some, and we were gonna move some too, and I think we've been the ones that's hauling all the tires off. I know you had mentioned when we first started that you would haul some too,
Yeah, but that's,
you know.
My truck, somebody blowed the motor up in it, and then the other guy that I had hauled, his transmission went out.
when do you
so
think
we're,
all of the tires can be removed and the rubber and everything? When can it all be removed?
Got his transmission in the shop, I got a motor on the way.
And we also gave you the option to put a fence around the county, go some of the neighbors, you started on it, but it had to stop, you know. And I mean, I think it's been reasonable doubt, because I represent everybody, and I think I've been reasonably fair for over a year. Those people call me and burn my phone up, but I listen and I understand that we go through hard times, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta listen at both sides. I understand you having a hard time, I understand their neighborhood. So I have been, I think, what has been, I know over a year.
it's been going on 3 years.
A couple years, and so, you know, we gonna have to make some kind of, it's gotta be cleaned up. We gonna have to start cleaning it up. It's gonna have to be some kind of significant improvement You had to cut something off because, you know,
It's just hard for one person.
Yeah.
The other thing, clean up the tire, clean up the house.
Supervisor Gaines, my suggestion would be give them a deadline that we're coming to clean up on this date. And if they haven't cleaned,
one day.
great, that's what we prefer. And if they don't,
Okay.
then we move on. That would be my suggestion.
How long?
I'll
First of
let you-
September?
you
So that's
know,
why I was
legal
asking
time.
how long they need.
What you think, Rob?
Mr. Lauder, how did all those tires get on your property?
He ain't gonna finish everything.
All you other man.
He used to fix tires.
Okay, I'm just trying to, I'm just hoping that you're not being paid to dispose of tires and then we're having to come pick them up after you've been paid for
I didn't know.
them. If any more tires come in there, if somebody sees tires come there, that's gonna create a little bit more of a problem. Cause,
I ain't got away with all.
okay,
What do y'all want him to do? How far off the
We want me
road?
to concentrate on
What?
putting fence up, cleaning up.
well, what's the right of way? Robbie?
Right away should be 40, 50 foot there, so off the center line it should be 20, 25,
So
at least 25.
you can't have all
That's
your
what I
cars
thought.
and tires and stuff stacked up within 25 feet of the road.
Well, he got.
I mean, there's sometimes you can't even get by there.
Yeah.
And that's one of the main things that these residents are complaining about. It's not even a 2-lane road anymore.
I ain't in the road.
You can't be beside it even. You have to be away from the road. What about a deadline, Mr. Slover? What is reasonable? Or Mr. Gaines?
No, it's in the kind of thing.
Yeah, and I would like the board to articulate, he needs to have this done on this date. We say this is.
I'm gonna have to get some recommendation.
Right.
What you recommend? I
We'd
mean,
like to go look at it again, cause like I said, I mean, we started putting that fence up, we told you where to put it up, you did start, and then like you said, you quit on that, your fire started, but now the whole side is exposed when they go up that hill. They complaining about all that, because none of that's been done, and I mean, you got those 18-wheeler trailers, I mean, you don't even have a way to move none of that, I mean, you
So
can't
next-
move the tires, much less all those trailers, and there's enough scrap around there to,
So we'll continue this to next.
you'd have
meeting.
somebody willing to come clean it up just for the
Or have a list
scrap.
of everything that needs to be done.
Yeah.
So,
Get a deadline.
so he accumulated all that in 25 years and it's gonna take longer than that to get it out of there if he's doing it all by himself. I mean.
3/4 of it
it
burned up
just
in
brought
fire.
our attention when you was there. I ain't never heard of it before you got here. They must wasn't complaining then.
remember when they complained?
Then all of a sudden now they complain.
Or nobody just listening.
They need to be clean.
They complain because they call it off.
Never been no complaints on that part.
He say they call his off.
They call it off, I'm talking about now, they call it now.
I'm saying,
Oh, in the 5-10 years back, no, we had
with a
complaints, yeah.
situation like that, it's not a year,
Yeah.
2 years of accumulating all that stuff you had. He been collecting stuff for years.
Yeah, yeah.
And if he's doing it by himself, trying to put up a fence, house caught on fire, trying to move all that stuff, it gonna be tight.
Well, they had to pull down the fence to start getting some stuff out of there because.
If you can see some kind of improvement.
So what is your?
I already told you, it's some kind of improvement over here, so let.
We gonna make the revenue.
Well, he said he's gonna
We
tear.
got it on the floor, Scott gonna have Robert go back by, and he's gonna look at it and say, well, we need this, and that done by, that, so he gotta go by and look at it, he gonna bring a recommendation, he'll get back to him, say, this gotta be done, this gotta be moved, we gonna have a deadline.
And we're gonna bring it up.
And we
for
can, been here like
next
3 years, he
board
gonna bring it back next board meeting, is that right?
That is
Would that be enough time?
That is
Yeah,
absolutely
that's
right.
what we gonna do.
You gonna bring it back on the first?
The
Yeah.
next board meeting is the first Monday of the month. Is that right, or?
Right.
Yes.
Sometimes we have.
Mhm.
Robbie's gonna have a list of everything that needs to be cleaned up.
He was, yeah.
Cause he's got
And we'll give you a
trailer
date.
himself.
Hold on a second. He's gonna give you a list, and you'll have a deadline to do it.
Man, I'm gonna meet you out there.
Today?
I'm gonna meet you out, I'll come by and catch you there. You living right there by your mom, or you living in the area? And I'm gonna catch you, and then you're gonna go through it, say, this'll be done, this'll be done, this'll be done. But we'll be on the same page. Okay.
All right, any
Need a motion?
motion?
A motion to continue it.
All right, Need a motion to continue to the next
So
board
moved.
meeting.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Gray. All in favor? Any nays? Motion carried. Okay.
And I'm gonna
Need a
be, we'll
motion.
have this much.
And bring it back to the board.
Hey,
We go on
when
in
you
there.
go meeting, Rob,
Yeah.
just get your little video what you talking about.
Man, you going out there, I'm gonna take you out there. If we ain't gonna have the video, you gonna have a video.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the
Yeah, we
next.
gonna move on.
7 Oakland Park Road.
Huh?
7 Oakland Park Road. That's
Yep.
next minute problem.
Was it worth in South Beach?
You around there?
Yes.
You gonna be around by the.
Southview, I don't.
I say, what,
Yeah.
this is worse than South View used to be.
Yes.
It's about that way, but it's all congested.
Man, they had 10,000 times.
No, it's worth
It's
it.
worse.
You talking about
It's
that?
worse than
Yeah,
South
it's
View.
worth
It's
it.
worse.
Because it's all
All right,
together.
7 Oakland
It's
Park.
in
Uh,
this neighborhood as opposed to the
so, Robert, on 7 Oakland Park, have we put a sign out yet?
Yeah, he's gonna put them out, Alex should have them out, she put them out there.
So I hadn't had a
Picture
report,
and
I hadn't been
everything.
there, had they did any improvement on it?
I hadn't been by there,
We went out there, so I don't know, but they ain't had no improvement, so what we need, what's the next step?
If you can tell us the way it was the last time you've been out there, and we can then look.
I got the picture, I sent you the picture.
Yeah, we got pictures of it, and we can, if it's been remediated, it's been remediated, we can go ahead and hear it if no one's here on South. On 7 Oakland Park Road. Is anyone here on 7 Oakland Park Road? 7 Oakland Park Road. So we could adjudicate it, and if it's clean, it's clean, you just come back and report that it's clean, not you.
Okay, well, so I need a motion to adjudicate it? Are we,
Yes. Just, Robbie, you sent pictures of
they
the,
sent pictures of it,
and I'll send those pictures over to Paige to be part of the minutes.
okay,
And it's just grass cutting, is that what it is?
you got it?
Or is it?
No, it's more grass on it, I took them with the regular camera, not on my phone. But, yeah, we sent them to you.
Starting route to 7 Oakland Park.
Scott,
Sir.
Mr.
From
President,
southeast on State Street.
Mr. President,
We'll get that free.
Okay, we need anything on 7 Oakland Park Road?
Just to adjudicate.
Okay.
Did we do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you we get a motion?
You need a motion to adjudicate, yes, sir.
All right, so moved.
Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Mr. Middleton. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
Those are the two that we have. I know that there's a group of them, but they didn't get this until the next day.
Okay.
No, we got to close the public hearing before we.
The one-
Yes, sir. Let's-
The ones on Tubman Circle, are they in this, or is this something separate?
This is some, well,
No, they should be.
did you, yeah, because we got one of this stuff. I was thinking the ones that Ricky had said there.
what's the name of the street that John Long did? That street,
Newman.
Their live number is?
Newman.
No, the side street.
There's 4 of them, I think. 2 of them, I think, have been cut.
We got 100 Tubman Circle.
Uh-huh.
That one's overgrown. We got pictures for that.
And what's the other one?
Anyone here on 100 Tubman
100,
Circle?
like 101, 140, something.
141 and 167.
Something.
Yeah.
I'm forwarding to you.
I think one of them.
126 Tubman Circle. Didn't look bad, except there was a,
Yeah.
That's the one that the finance company owns, is it?
Yeah, so.
I guess the grass needs to be cut a little bit high.
And 142 is the one that burned, and, but somebody had cut the grass over there one time.
One of them being cut now.
And 167, I think, is the other one that has grown up pretty bad.
I'm going through 141 Tubman Circle.
Is that the one that burned?
That one was burned
Okay.
with the vegetation side. Is that what you want to
Yeah.
alleviate? Sorry guys, I'm pulling that page. $157, Tubman.
That's the last one.
Okay, need a motion on those?
I need a motion.
So,
Moved by Mr. Middleton, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries. Okay, we need a motion to close, public hearing.
Yes.
Moved by Ms. Hutchins, second by Mr. Gaines. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Back in regular session.
On Southland, I always get confused with Southwind. We got permission from the Secretary of State. Southview, I'm sorry. We got permission from the Secretary of State to do that now, so we can go forward with that cleanup. They also said if we'll send over a list of costs, we can submit that over to the Secretary of State, along with the value of the property, and try to suggest to them that,
You need to move more campers and all that little stuff in on that place again.
Yeah.
Move them
Yeah,
back
they
there.
got to move it off the Secretary of State property. That's
But
for
I'm
sure.
saying, he done move them back toward the end.
Oh, all over the place.
what you doing
So,
there? I'm gonna ask you about something at the end of your report.
oh, okay. So at the, we'd go ahead and get that one going for notice and so forth, with this permission from the Secretary of State. In order that we put it
We need a
in.
Do we
motion.
need a motion?
Yes, sir.
So move.
Moved by Mr. Gray, second by Mr. Gaines. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Motion carries.
I think that's it.
Mr.
So I
President,
ain't through yet.
go ahead.
Scott, yeah, this was Scott and Robin. At the conference. So, did y'all discuss like the Broadmoor utility? Like we was discussing cutting the road and we was gonna fix it and we was gonna charge them, we cannot.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what the guy come in and said, and I questioned it back in my class the next day.
mhm.
They said they were doing what we were doing that we needed, so I talked to Scott. Scott said he's gonna go back and talk to
So basically,
some other
one
county
person
doing
said
what we're
that,
doing.
not that we can't get it fixed, but what, they had, the AG had to charge or something like that, if we,
It had to be done.
it had to be done through the AG office, anything like that, that's for AT&T, not just Broadmoor, I just use it,
Yeah.
it's the most recent in my head, so it came up, so I wanna clarify that. If we do stuff in our community for other folks, it had to be charged back to the AG. Now, somebody said that we can do it, charge it back, but I'm just trying to say.
But they said we couldn't, but.
I wanna
Scott
see the
said-
AG's opinion,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we talked about it at our meeting, and none of the board attorneys agreed with any of that assessment. We believe that if it's a county road problem, we certainly can fix a county road problem and then go after somebody that's broken the road, including utility companies or whatever. So I need to look at their opinion.
So, but that's something I did want to bring to the rest of the board, because at the end of the day, if we do it out line, everybody be liable, because we've been voting to doing it, and just because if you done did it out line for so many years, that don't mean you gotta keep them doing
That's right.
it out line. So I just wanted everybody to be aware you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr.
What
President,
do you have?
Prince Edition. The lady say you had been talking to her, sending her letters about cutting the grass or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
The house is about to fall in, and that's her brother. When I mentioned Hannah, that's her brother that they buried today. I talked to her yesterday. I told her you probably gonna be getting something else from Scott, cause that house at the end of Prince Edition about to fall in the back.
Yes, we
So-
probably have sent them notice, hey, do something
But
about
somebody had cleaned up around that house.
Oh, they cleaned it up real
Yeah.
good. Now
Yeah.
they exposed the whole house,
That's
and the
what
house
I'm saying.
looks so
Somebody cleaned
bad.
up
You got
around.
holes in it, the roof tore off and all that.
Yeah, they cleaned up around.
Okay, Ms. Washington,
I just had a change endorsement with Travelers Insurance. They had added some lease, F-250s and 2 F-250s and a Kentworth T-380, and then, the adding of a bush hog and some tractors. They just had a change endorsement, I just needed to spread it across the name.
Travelers, change endorsement on insurance. Moved by Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins. Any discussion? All in favor? Any nays?
And then Corey gave me this,
Motion carried.
Invitation for a meeting, a community advisory meeting with, the Adams County Correctional Center through Core Civic. It's Thursday, June the 20th, from 12 to 1, and they're just asking to have, someone represent us there.
Where is it?
Biscuit and Blues, June the 14th, 12 to 1.
June the 20th.
14.
You said
June
14.
14th.
You said 20.
June 20th, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
June the 20th.
Thursday.
Biscuit and Blues.
Yeah.
Core
Just for
Civic.
Core Civic.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
I ain't been around.
Yeah, every time it says we.
Yes, right, so.
12.
Okay, is that all you had? Okay, all right, I got a vacation day for, 2 vacation days for Vernon Johnson. One was on the 4th, actually on the 5th, and the other was on the 10th of June. I don't know if he's got here late or what it was, but those days have already passed, right? So, what do we do, Scott?
You retroactively approved it.
Okay. All right. This, annual donation for the Festival of Music, they didn't say the season starts, that's already in the budget, they asking for.
Probably want them to put it in the new budget
Yeah,
coming
probably
up.
need to give that.
And music.
All right, I guess we've got this up somewhere, all Adams County employees, summer health check, Merit Health, Tuesday, June the 25th, from 9:30 to 1 at the Adams County Safe Room. Anybody aware of that? Okay, I guess this nigga see something, paper needs to see that.
What is it?
Summer health check for all Adams County employees, Tuesday, June the 25th, from 9:30 to 1, the Adams County Safe Room.
It's definitely to send it out to all.
Yeah, I'll put that.
Somebody.
Stephanie.
Who came up with that? Interesting.
Mary
Sounds
Hill.
like
Is
something-
that-
That's Merit Health.
Mary Hill came up with it.
With all our
Is that a part of
employees,
the health
community health.
I don't know if it's part of the health of you, but they brought up at the meeting that they were doing this, and they just decided to target, the county employees, so.
Approve that.
They going on their lunch break?
Yeah, that's all we have to approve.
Where they
just
going
can't
on
commit
their lunch
laws.
break?
That's what I'm saying.
Somebody-
That's why I'm saying, is that a part of the health of you? That ain't a part of that?
Well,
Tuesday from 9:30 a.m.
Hold, Mr. President.
Yep.
What you say?
I would assume they're doing that for free as a promotion, like, hey, we're the good guys in town. I didn't know anything about it.
Well, the question I'm asking is this, how do our employees go to that?
Just say, well,
Because they don't need to get that mixed up with what you talking about. I'm thinking they gonna get a day off or whatever the case may be.
Right.
Cause they ain't gonna get no day off for that. So do we need to, how do we need to handle this? Do we need to send it out to everybody like it's part of what it is?
No.
Certainly not, but,
They do blood pressure, assessments for stroke and heart risk, CPR, they do straight CPR, AEDs, I'm not sure what that
It's like a health fair with service.
I'm gonna go out there and get checked.
is. It sounds good, except it's just during.
Work time, see, that's what time.
The time is what?
well, it's all the way through lunch, so somebody could go on their lunch break.
But they need to know to go on their lunch
If they all
break.
go to their lunch break, then there's not gonna get.
It's gonna be a crowd, isn't it?
Does the board want to approve? I mean, if the train could be helpful for work, it's certainly something the board could entertain. It's just weird that.
It'd been nice if they would've added the day after the 4th, because everybody be off. I know they wasn't gonna show up then.
So what do y'all suggest?
I can send it out, but I'll let them know that they have have to use a person assigned to do so.
Yeah.
And then if it is related to their job, then if they can constitute it as a meeting, then we can approve it, but other than that, if it's not, we're not gonna pay.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And what was that time, is June the what?
June 25th, 9:30 to 1.
5:30 to 1?
Safe room.
May I say something?
Yes.
And in the same communication, I would say this is not considered your healthy meeting. You know, just so that's very clear.
Okay, I've got a report from, the Mississippi Development Authority Community Service Division. This is concerning, Jones Lumber Company. I guess it has a DIP contract, 406. Number of jobs awarded 50, committed 35, so they're up to 85. No, they got 86 employees now, Jones Lumber does. So I guess they've met their criteria.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we need a motion to spread this across the minutes?
Yes.
All right, moved by Mr. Middleton.
Who that
Second by, Alan Laird.
It's part of our dip act. That should be able to close it out if it's reached our job.
So Alan went out there and verified that and bringing it to us for us to do what we gotta do?
He's supposed to have gotten payroll information and proof of that, right? Have documentation.
We said they showed.
I've not seen Alan in particular, but I've seen his work.
Target was 85 and they've got 86 employees. All right. Any more discussion? All in favor? No. Any no, nays? Motion approved. I don't know if I dated that or not.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a reimbursement.
it's a reimbursement, yeah. We don't need to spread this across the minutes.
You just need to.
Robbie,
Sign
Meg,
it.
and Tim.
Sign it.
Okay, tax assessor's office, apparently we had somebody retire, Myra, so I don't know why he's not here to present this anyway. Tax assessor wants to give, Clementine Lewis a raise,
They not gonna hire nobody back, they just gonna give raises.
no, I think she wants to hire somebody too, so that's what, I'm gonna read these out and then y'all tell me what you wanna do. All right, he wanted to raise Clementine from 1506 to 1736. Annual rate of 36,000. And wanted to raise Miss Davis from 1506 to 1836. Annual of 38,188. Then hire Kimberly Imfinger, new hire, tax assessor, deputy clerk, 1660 an hour, 34,528. Do you know if that's in the budget?
Okay, so because the person is retiring, the new person will be at a lower rate, and then
It all gonna average out. Okay.
if they.
So he already done got with you?
No. Just looking at it, if I do have to do an amendment, it'll have to be at, September. So I think it.
That was a pretty
I don't know,
substantial raise.
We don't need it to, it needs to average out. We shouldn't have to do an amendment for it.
Well, I'm just saying, if, I'm just saying within the turnover period, I'm thinking because the old person was at a much higher rate than that last, Kimberly person, just looking at it, cause they are very close at they're 71.80%, but, I believe it'll average out.
If it's an increase, even if it's within this budget year, but it results in an annual increase, then it'll help hurt us next year. So it needs, that's why she was saying it needs to balance out.
See, yeah, it needs to be rounded to, even in the next year. So
I'm gonna make a motion pending you talk to whatever that is,
Tax assessor.
tax assessor, and make sure it don't go over what it's supposed to go over. And if it do, he need to come in here and see us.
meaning that their salaries won't lead us to an increase in next year.
Right.
Okay, motion by Mr. Gray pending Ms. Washington's review. Second by Ms. Hutchins. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any nays? Motion carries. All right, I think we figured out what we're doing. All right, I have one of those forms for the hyperreach. Dan, if you will need to get a copy of it, you're welcome to this one. I think everybody's got one in the box, I think. Y'all took care of 7th Circle. Robbie, I appreciate you answering your phone while you weren't on vacation, you were at a conference, but you still took care of business. I mean, we've had storm after storm and problem after problem, but y'all managed to handle it all. I appreciate it. I really didn't have anything else. I am concerned, and Sheriff, I don't know what all happened in the county last night, but these shootings are just getting out of control all over this country. I don't know why people can't sell things any other way. We live in a different world than we all grew up in. Pray for those families of all the affected people. Somebody killed out there. Southern Adams County, domestic violence. Anyway, I don't have anything else. So I guess, has anybody got anything else? If not, I guess we gotta close the termination. Nobody in the gallery has anything else? Yeah, you're gonna be in.
Right.
Exactly.
There's a tire recycling company in Mississippi, and you can go online and get a quote, and they can come pick up tires, or you can bring them tires, and they recycle. And it's in Mississippi, so this guy,
A fee?
there's a whole lot of tires out there. It might be something to look at.
All right, need a motion, yeah. By Mr. Gaines, second by Ms. Hutchins, close the termination. All in favor? All in favor? Okay.
He's so happy.